抜け出し込む trace 最初駅と right back one whole cell だからゼログラビティ肩の荷は降りないこびりつく地層のようにライト感ヘビーかい中そんな問いもなきものに対岸の価値なのにその身を削るほど姑息なる偽善者の思い込みディセルピーいっそ彼を伝え枝分かれ無重力状態いつか訪れる特別な瞬間浮遊してもまだ I gotta say むき出さいとへと駆け出す二頭へと孤独を悟る隙間は痛いけど何回だって知ったって何回だって立ち上がって上昇しては窒息とにわかみをただ任せてるんだぜ
Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back. Tonight we're going to go ahead and be continuing. I think we're kind of done with the whole school arc. So I think now we're going down to the real nitty gritty. Let me go ahead and turn on my heart rate monitor. It should pop up here in a second. And then I want to go ahead and do one more. So the one thing I want to go ahead and do is tell you guys which emotes. I don't know. I think emoji sounds too cursed. Won our Google Form competition, and the winners, which I haven't actually seen, are going to be. In first place, we have Chomp Kun. I guess that will be. I don't know how we're going to go ahead and give that into an emote, but yes, Chomp Kun is in first. In second, we have Wojak Takaru, Born to Feel. And in third, we have Sumika Smiling, or like that's just what the description says. So I'm assuming that's going to be what the fans have spoken, the lads have spoken. So I guess those three are going to be what we're going to be looking for. I know some of you guys said that you actually wanted to help make the go ahead and actually help make the emotes, which would be awesome. I know that the deleted one that you guys made for me was all done by my friends, so I can't appreciate that enough. So thank you guys so much for that. But for that being said, the go ahead and I if you want to send it to me, just do it through DM. You could find me on Twitter, Discord, whatever, or even through this. It's completely fine. And I'm going to go ahead and put the little thing in the chat as to what's needed for it. But there's 3 sizes that it needs to be in. And these sizes are as follows. So if you guys can go ahead and it can be the same image, you just have to resize it 3 times. It's really, really weird, but that would be perfect if you guys want to go ahead and do that. If not, I can go ahead and just get it paid or pay to go ahead and make it. So just let me know. All right, with that out of the way, thank you guys again, and let's go ahead and let's get this in. 317th Aviation Corps, located on the radar, right on schedule. 6 C5 transport planes, just as many as there should be. Stay alert. Nothing suspicious on the thermal scan. The heat source in the cockpit's good. 4 on the wings, though. I'm assuming that's probably going to be from the engines. Each plane has 7 heat sources, and there's nothing in any of the cargo bays. All clear. Even if something did go wrong, we're all on high alert, so to be able to respond in the blink of an eye. Well, hell, even if there was some kind of mistake and beta popped out of the containers, it wouldn't be anything like the disaster before. I mean, we got a fully TSF armored battalion. We could deal with 6 transport containers worth of beta. Though all I can do is back them up in my armored vehicle. I broke my Fubuki. This is probably the kind of vigilant attitude Yuko was trying to create on Yokohama base. I don't 100% agree with what she did, but she did get the results. Everyone on the base now has a deeper sense of solidarity. No one's content just to rest their laurels anymore just because the IJF stands between us and the beta. And just as Sensei has hoped, All the American sympathizers and optimists have been dismissed from the base's top brass. Now their positions are being filled by battle-hardened UN military generals from every front. With the 00 unit now complete and there's some sort of huge operation no doubt on the horizon, they're probably worried it could get sabotaged. Wow, so excited to see your new Shiranui. You must be daydreaming, eh? Oh, yeah, I'm very excited. Better make sure it doesn't get destroyed in transit then. The armored vehicle's no TSF, but the machine gun can still take out a soldier and warrior class. Roger. Inside those 6 containers then will be the Shiranuis we'll be using from now on. Genuine, bona fide, combat grade TSFs. Jinguji, I hope you're watching over us, because we're going to avenge you, I promise. The lead plane is preparing to land. Valkyrie 1 to all units, IFF deactivated. Follow the target with your auto-aiming reticles. Don't disable safety. So these will be the Shiranuis. I've seen tons of them before, but after losing my Fubuki, this is an emotional moment. You know, I remember the day our Fubukis came in, I was so excited I didn't sleep. But now, I'm not as naive. This time around, I'm feeling a whole slew of emotion. There's a sense of accomplishment, elation, but also emptiness and futility. Oh, hey, there you are, Maya. Good work today. Are you still as awestruck as you were this morning? Oh, don't act like you're not totally stoked too. Of course, I mean, it finally feels as though we've become full-fledged members of our unit. Their shipment was delayed, so the rest of the gang had to train in their Fubukis for a while. Not only were they the newbies, they were vastly inferior TSFs. It must have been really hard to coordinate. So, you're all done turning over your Fubukis then? Nice. How does it feel? I've come so far with that TSF, I can't help but feel some sort of lingering attachment to it. Yeah, that makes sense. It certainly was a great machine. Ah, I know the feeling. After getting so used to the Gakishin in the previous timeline, going back to the Fubuki was nostalgic. Maintenance training, basic movement training, mock battles, coup, XM3 trials. Man, we went through a lot with those. That was also what we used back when Thomas shot down the HSST and the volcano evacuation. The unlimited stuff. I've been meaning to give this to you, by the way. Huh? You've just been so busy, I haven't had the chance. This is a control stick from the Type 92 control unit, right? I asked the chief mechanic to salvage for you when they disassembled your Fubuki, but this is military property. You can't get away with that. I can't believe you'd break the rules over this, or that the chief mechanic would agree to it. The rest of us are having our entire control units transferred over to the new Shiranui, so our cockpit will remain the same, but you're receiving a brand new one, right? Right. Then keep it. Think of it as a good luck charm or a reminder of your past mistakes, whatever suits your fancy. I appreciate it. The chief mechanic also said he would gladly be my accomplice. It would serve you as a reminder to never break your TSF. Huh. What's up? Thank him later, in secret of course. I will. And I promise I won't break my Shiranui either. Oh, you just missed that. So the 3 results were Chomp-kun first, in second is the Takaru Wojak, and in third is the Sumika. A happy Sumika. I sure hope you don't... Oh, Mitsurugi, didn't I tell you not to salute? My apologies. Don't see you around here that often. Yes, I saw that. But we haven't got to that scene yet, so I can't put it in. I was in the second control tower observing for security measures for today's shipment. Figured I'd stop by on the way back to my office. But why? Isn't it obvious to peel off the protective vinyl, of course? What? Your TSF is the only one with the brand new control unit. Let me take care of the vinyl. Oh yeah, she loves unpacking new parts. I've been so busy meeting and greeting all these IJF bigwigs, I gotta blow off some steam. Sounds rough. She did say she had a bunch of minor business to take care of, though I'm sure she's not telling me everything. Oh, by the way, you could join the rest of your training today. The unit for training. You can come to see me tonight instead. I can't do that if I don't have a TSF. There's no way they're gonna have my Shiranui ready that quick. I'm insulted you don't think of me more highly. Why do you think it took so long to get these in? Because of the beta ambush? I predicted that Yokohama base would need a while to bounce back from that, so I had them do all the fine-tuning before they sent them out. So that's what happened, right. I guess it wouldn't make sense for a result of the beta attack, since she's the one who orchestrated the beta attack. I'm surprised she'd hint so heavily at her involvement in front of other people, even if nobody around here would dare ask. Your control unit's already been set up. You'll be able to use it this afternoon. Oh, XM3's installed on it as well. What? On top of that, I transferred the data from your training TSF that wasn't recorded, so you better be grateful. What? Really? Thank you so much. This is awesome. It'll be just like my old one then. Will the rest of us be able to use them as well? Transferring your control unit will take an afternoon. And you need to update the new version of XM3. But we already returned our Fubuki, so how will we... Oh, Usumi told me not to worry about it. I guess I won't get in the way of your training. Huh? She didn't give me the exact details, but it sounds like they'll be using different TSFs and letting you newbies pilot the Shiranui. So, they're gonna let Mei and the others borrow their TSFs then? All of everyone's data is stored in their own suits, so I guess it shouldn't be a problem. Adjusting the seat only takes like, what, 5 minutes? I'm more worried about whether or not they could handle the pressure. They'd be in deep stuff if they accidentally totaled one of the Chiranuis. So as you can see, there's no shortage of TSFs. You're joining them for training, got it? Got it then. Alright, have fun. Oh, and don't worry, I got the vinyl for you. Knock yourself out. Okay, bye. We should be going ourselves. We all have to eat quickly lest we be late. Yeah, let's get out of here. NFL Blitz. The song that played over the highlight video of the Matt Prater's field goal to win the game today. By tomorrow, we'll finally have Shiranuis for our entire unit. Until then, we're going to give the newbies a chance to get a feel for them. The simulator probably gives you a taste of just how differently the Shiranui handles, and much more powerful it is, but there's nothing like the real thing. So today we'll be conducting a mock battle. Alright. Wow, Hayase's excited. What is it, Hayase? Are you really that excited? Captain, I'm insulted. Never heard of tough love. We gotta whip the newbies into shape. Well, we'll have to get used to it sooner or later. Do what you want. You know, you think a Storm Vanguard would be, mature? Forgive me, Captain, but how are we going to participate? We don't have our Fubukis anymore. The Shiranuis are being worked on. Well, don't worry about that. We'll all be using different TSFs this time. You rookies, you're going to be using our Shiranuis. Alright, perfect. Yeah, that's cool then. That sounds really good. The rest of us are going to be using Gakishins. I think you might just have to go ahead and Photoshop it down, but if she were to draw it, I'll have to send it over to you. I think that would work. So the other TSFs, since I thought we were talking about, were Gakishins, I thought they'd at least be Eagles. Which girl? What's the matter, Hayase? Suzumiya, is there a problem? It's not like there's a problem, but I was just hoping we'd be able to fight on equal ground. Lieutenant Hayase has been eagerly awaiting a chance to spar with Shirogane. Well, she has it out for me?
白金の驚異的なデータを見せつけられて、ストームヴァンガード1としては黙っちゃいられないってわけか?
Well, well. Looks like our Storm Vanguard 1 doesn't want to take those superb piloting records sitting down, huh?
訓練兵の時のデータなんてどうでもいいんです。ただ、昨日のシミュレーター実習の結果が本物かどうか試したいだけ。
I don't care what he did in basic. I just want to know if what happened in yesterday's training was a fluke.
なるほど。初めて中階層を突破することができたのに、複雑な顔をしていたのはそういうわけだったのか。
Perfect. Yeah, that sounds good. Now I get it. So that's why you look so conflicted, even after we finally made it to the middle strata for the first time. No, I just... Can't help feeling a bit upset that the newbies did so well in the first hive, huh? Can you not? Don't take it personally. Hayase just recognizes your strength talker. Okay? Totally. Her stubborn pride makes her so defensive. Even Shizukane's... I heard that. She is scary. Alright, that's enough chit-chat. At the end of the day, yeah, she's probably my favorite one, too. It's good for all of us that the squadron is getting more powerful. Oh. I can't tell you the details, but there are plans. We're going to take part in a large-scale operation soon. Well, poggers. That means we're on a deadline, and the more reason we need to start working and thinking as a team quickly as possible. Today's mock battle will give the rookies a chance to start mastering their new craft and remind the rest of us just how powerful Shiranui truly is. The pogfish emote? Time to find out how much of your usual mobilities and products of your own ability and how much it comes from power of machines. You know, I would go ahead and send you the JFK copy pasta, but instead, that's pogging. I can't believe you just asked that. It's always better to use TSS with superior specs, of course, but when all the chips are down, your own skills are the only thing you can rely on. And when I say skill, I mean the kind of piloting chops that allow you to get the most out of whatever TSF you might happen to be using. Underground history fact is JFK was going to actually tell us what a pogger was with the second thing he got back from the Dallas motorcade. As you can see from yesterday's simulator data, our newbies perform just as well as you do when we put them on the same TSFs. With that in mind, it's all the more important that you prove yourselves capable of competing with them in TSFs that are objectively inferior. Understood? Understood. Something else you rookies should know. Though the Kishin is an older first generation model, the ones we'll be using today are up to spec with Block 215, so they are running XM3. If you don't take them seriously, you'll be in for a world of hurt. Understood? Understood. Now it's time to announce the teams. Alpha, Hayase, Munakata, Yoroi, Shirogane, Yamane, Mitsurugi. Suzumiya's command post. Well, it looks like I won't have to worry about being singled out by Hayase this time. She wouldn't shoot a teammate, would she?
Bravo Tai, Isumi Ika, Kazama, Suzumiya, Kashiwagi, Tamase, Sakaki. Command post wa Piate fuchui to suru. Bravo will be Isumi, Kazuma, Suzumiya, Kashiwagi, Tamase, Sakaki.
Pyatka will ask as the command post. First Lieutenant Pyatka, right? That's Yuko's personal secretary? So what? She could do battle logistics? I guess that makes sense.
各機の装備および配置は昨日のシミュレーター実習と同じとする。
Your possessions and equipment will be the same as yesterday's
また
exercise.
今回はより実践に近い状況を想定するためジャイブスを使用。
In order to make this real, we're going to be using jives.
ジャイブスとは戦術機の各種センサーとデータリンクを利用し実戦と同じ損害判定を可能とした統合仮想情報演習システムだ。
Jive, shorthand for Joint Informational and Virtual Exercise System, uses each TSF sensors and data linked information to make approximate damage assessments similar to what you see in
簡
real
単に言え
battle.
ば実機を動かしながらシミュレーター演習をするようなものだがシステムが再現するのは兵装と損害に関わる情報だ。
Simply put, it allows us to perform something resembling simulator training using real TSFs. It realistically replicates any weaponry and the effects of any damage you've
例えば
taken.
砲弾消費による重量変化
It can calculate the weight changes from ammo consumption, the presence and the strength of any
着
obstacles,
弾や破片による
the impact of bullets, location and severity of damage.
攻撃によるあらゆる物理現象が
All
シミュレー
physical phenomena involved are
その
simulated.
際はシミュレーター同様着弾や誘導弾の爆発などの衝撃も強化装備からのフィード
And
バッ
just like in a simulator, the impact of bullets or missile explosions will also be replicated in your fortified
当然
suits.
火器だけではなく超投で毛先切りにされればセンサーの起動から被害箇所とダメージが即座に判定されるぞ。
Of course, this isn't just limited to your firearms. Should you be hit with a melee blade, the sensors will determine the damage done.
したがってペイント弾での演習のように障害物に身を隠し続ける策はもはや安全ではない。
Therefore, unlike our paintball exercises, hiding behind cover is not going to be the safest
そういった
option.
実戦ではありえない状況は完全に排除される。大雑把で曖昧な結果は絶対に出ないシステムなんだ。
Anything that wouldn't work in a real battle won't work here. It's a system that prevents any cheap tactics.
断っておくが、これは非常に高価なおもちゃだ。
Just so we're clear, there are some very expensive toys you're playing with. Don't break them. I get it now. The only reason actual combat units don't use simulators that often is because they use
演
this
習の開
instead.
始予定は1330。
The exercise will begin at 13:30 on the east side of Training Ground 2. 4 more hours. Plenty of time to come up with a game
整備作業の遅
plan.
延により開始時間の変更がある場合は事前に伝える。
If there are any delays, you'll be notified. That'll be all dismissed.
よし、ブラボー隊、ついてこい。
Okay, Bravo, follow me.
立案会議としゃれ込む。
Time to talk tactics.
了解。
Huh? What is it? Come on, can you quit giving me that eye?
絶対負けないから。
Hope you're ready to lose. Yeah, whatever, idiot. Wow, she is pretty intimidating in this
じゃあ
world.
私たちは PX に行きましょう。
Alright, guys, let's go to the PX.
了解。
おばちゃん、合成宇治茶4人分とコーヒーもどき2つ、あとラムネ1本ちょうだい。
Miss Kiyozuka, I'll have 4 synthetic green teas, 2 imitation coffees, and a
ビー
Ramune.
ルの仕込みで忙しいんだよ。ちょっと待ってな。
Hold your horse, I'm getting lunch ready.
注意に怒られちゃうよ。
Oh, come on, the first lieutenant's gonna yell at
注意
us.
ってみつきちゃんだろ。怒ったら私に言いつけるっていいな。
You talk about Mitsuki? You tell her that if she has any complaints, she can come talk to me herself.
そんな。たける、僕注意に遅くなることを伝えて
You
くる
can't
ね。
be serious, Takaru. I'm gonna go tell the lieutenant that this will take a while.
鎧。
Hey. And she's gone. I don't get why she's in such a rush. We got plenty of time. Whatever. I've got to focus on my recon right now. I went out of my way to stop by Amine from going to get drinks so that I could get away from the pack and talk to Maya. Hey,
なんだ
how good is our squadron in terms of
な
combat?
んだいきなりしかも質問が漠然としすぎているぞ
What brought this on? I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific than that. I mean, I still haven't done any mock battles with these guys. I don't know what their strengths and weaknesses are. So I was hoping you can kind of give me the rundown.
なるほどなそういう意味であれば全員かなり手強いぞ
Well, from what I know, they are quite formidable. No surprise
そなたも聞いた
there.
であろうがこの部隊は私たちとほぼ同時期にそなたの OS を導入している
As you know, they were given the new
その意味でもアドバ
OS
ンテージはない
as early as we were, so we have no advantage to that.
その上実戦経験豊富な士官が4名機体も高性能とくればその差は歴然であろう
On top of that, 4 of them have extensive leadership experience in the field, and their high performance TSFs of the equation, the difference in skill becomes abundantly
も
clear.
し今日の模擬戦が新任対戦人という編成であったなら私たちが勝てる見込みはなかったであろうな
To give you an idea, if today's mock battle had been rookies versus seniors, we would not have stood a chance. Coming from you, that sounds all the more
私
intimidating.
も綾峰もドッグファイトで早瀬中尉に一度も勝てていないのだそれどころか期待にかすらせることすらかなわん
Neither Yamane nor myself have ever once bested Lieutenant Hayase in a dogfight. In fact, we haven't even landed a hit on her. Oh, you're kidding, right? I could tell Hayase was pretty talented from the simulator training, but I never would have guessed that she was that much better. Do you think it would have been different if you had Shiranuis instead of
おそらく
Fubukis?
結果は同じであろう。ただし、
I imagine the result would have been the same, but
それは今のところの話であるがな。
that will not be the case for long.
私とていつまでも注意の後人を排するつもりはない。
I have no intention of remaining her inferior forever.
故に今日の大義の計らいは喜ばしいことだ。一日でも早く知らぬいになれたいからな。
As such, if I find the captain's training plan for the day quite welcome, I wish to grow accustomed to Shiranui as quick as possible, which makes sense.
そなたの奇怪な軌道を目の当たりにしている私には、仙人たちのそれはさして驚く。
In any case, it's not as though their skills were particularly perplexing, especially after having witnessed your outlandish maneuvers. I'll take that as a
思い
compliment.
上がるわけではないが、昨日のシミュレーター実習の結果を鑑みても、一矢報いる日はそう遠くないであろう。
At the risk of sounding conceited, based on the results of yesterday's training, I feel confident that it will not be long before I can surpass her. I know we can do it, no doubt about it. I've got to mentally keep going. I don't want to be held back anymore. We can't really let Lieutenant Hayase hear us, though.
何の話？
Hey, what you guys talking about? What the hell?
タケルが作戦会議の前に仙人者たちの技能を知っておきたいのだそうだ。
Takuro just wanted to know about more of our senior officers' abilities before we began strategy planning.
そういう話か。
Is that right? I mean, there's no real point in me taking part in a strategy meeting if I don't know about them.
そうだね。
Come on, help me out here. Tell me everything you know about the Bravo members.
僕と同じブラストガードの風間少尉はものすごく冷静な人だよ。
Lieutenant Cosmos of Last Guard. She's like super composed all the time. Really good at evaluating threats and accurate too. Sounds my impression was pretty spot on. Her soft disposition probably made her seem like the most
狙
mature.
撃特性もかなり高いし、ドッグファイトに持ち込むのは
She's also a
至難の
great
技だと思
sniper.
うよ。
Super hard to even get close to her. Even if we could, I doubt she'd be a pushover in CQC. And Kashiwagi, the impact guard?
ミキさんと同じだね。訓練部隊の時は狙撃のナンバー2だったから。
Same as Tama, she was the second best sniper, so I think she's a good fit for impact
あ
guard.
の者は広い戦術的視野を持っている優秀な兵士だ。狙撃特性においてタマセには及ばないが、
She's an excellent surface pilot with superb tactical awareness. Her sniping capabilities do not match Tama's, but there is no point in comparing the two. Well, that's more a testament to Tama than anything. She shot down a freaking HSST in the previous timeline. It wouldn't even be fair to hold Kashiwagi to the same standard.
射撃精度ではミキさん、状況判断ではハルコさんってとこかな。
The best I could say is that Miki's more accurate. Haruko's better at assessing the
戦況を
situation.
的確に判断し、敵を狙撃することでストームヴァンガードの動くスペースを確保するのが
Which makes sense. The impact guard's role is to soundly assess the situation and snipe enemies to ensure storm vanguards have room.
それを担う者がアルファ隊に一人もいないというのは条件としてはかなり
Not one of us in
厳しい
Alpha Team is well suited for that role, which is a severe handicap. That is a good point. That is a problem. We all specialize in mid-range or close quarters. I remember having to deal with a similar scenario back in the training academy too. Did they put this kind of situation on us on purpose? Yeah, I know. I can keep hearing the alarms ringing in my ears, man. In the previous timeline, we won the mock battle through sheer force of will, while in this one, it was all thanks to the new OS. But now we're going head-to-head with actual commissioned soldiers. Luckily, we have more Shiranuis on our side, but with second Lieutenants Cosmo and Kashiwagi, who knows if we're going to even get close to them. I'm starting to feel like we're boned here. How does the captain stack? I'm pretty sure I didn't know this one.
さすが最古さんだけあってあらゆる面において隙がない。
Captain Asumi has the most experience, so she's the most well-rounded. She has no weak point.
ガンインターセプターライトは中隊長のポジションであるゆえ致し方ないが
Though her position as a right gun interceptor may seem humble, I have no doubt that she would excel in any role. These jack-of-all-trade types are the most annoying to deal with. She's a hard worker, perfectionist if anything. I bet she's been obsessively polishing her skills for years.
これは試験だが榊が実戦経験と精神修練を積んだ果てには大尉のような英士になると思う。
If you were to ask me, I would wager that with enough combat experience and mental discipline, Sakaki might develop into a surface pilot much like the
な
captain.
るほどね。
Oh, yeah, totally. It's not a fair comparison right now. They're both approach things pretty logically, but the captain's better at keeping an open mind. When perfectionists like that learn how to deal with adversity, it makes them more formidable. And in that respect, I think the captain's probably a bit more savvy than the class rep. I can't imagine she'd have lasted very long, as Yuko's subordinate. And Suzumiya?
茜さんはドッグファイト能力が秀でてるね。すごく思い切りがいいよ。 ちょっと無鉄砲な感じではあるけど。
She's reckless, but she's best in close
隊員
quarters.
や注意たちと比較するのは気の毒ではあるが、やはり経験が少ない分ムラが多いな。
It's unfair to compare her to the captain of the other first lieutenants, but her inconsistent performance does betray her lack of experience. I remember Hayase mentioning that she tends to be pretty reckless. That's also because she idolizes Hayase, and as feels like she needs to work twice as hard to succeed.
うん。タケルの紹介の時、大尉が言ってたでしょ。最近の任務で戦死した人のこと。
Remember how the captain was talking about all the people who died in the most recent mission? Oh, yeah. Just over the course of the coup in the XM3 trial, Unit AO1 suffered 2 deaths.
あれ、207A 分隊の人たちなんだ。
Those were people from Squad
おそらく
207A.
鈴宮はその者たちへの思いに駆り立てられているのであろうな。
And it stands to reason their deaths only served as to exacerbate the pressure that Suzumiya was
茜
feeling.
さん、A 分隊の隊長だったからね。
I mean, Akane was the squad leader. I had no idea, so she has a lot on
そ
her
れが
shoulders.
鈴宮の無鉄砲さや村の多さにつながっているのであろう。
This has a good deal to do with her recklessness and inconsistent performance, and Jaguji's death is probably weighing on her as well. But she still tries to hide it behind a bubbly
特
facade.
性的にはストームヴァンガード向きの鈴宮がガンスイーパーに置かれているのは、
That is likely why the captain would serve her as gunsweeper. She'd better suited for the role of Storm Vanguard. The captain must have had concerns about the stability. You know, if you really think about it, Suzumiya is not the only one struggling with guilt. Mei and the others are too. They must have been informed that their old squad mate from 207A died after I left to the other world, and they would probably still be reeling from what happened to Jakuji. On top of that, Class Rep's dad died. Makoto has no clue where her dad is. Ayamine lost someone close to her, whether he was like an ex-lover or not. I've been a baby about it. I've been so ashamed I can't believe it took me this long to realize that you guys are incredible, and I want to hold myself to the same standards. So I'll never foist my problems off on someone else again. I'll force myself to act bright and cheerful even if my real emotions will be plain. If I can't do that much, I have no right to call myself a surface
だから
pilot.
茜さん、メイヤさんやケイさんに露骨にライバル意識向けてるもんね。
So yeah, if you're wondering why Akane always treats Mei and Kei like rival competitors, that's why. Interesting. So it's not just me she has it out
は
for.
っきり口に出す人だからね。
She's not one to mince words, you know?
だが鈴宮の言葉には邪気がないゆえ。
I sense no malice in her tone, but I am happy to consider her my rival. For sure, she never sounds straight up antagonizing or
今日
anything.
のブリーフィング中はずっとタケルを睨んでたね。
But she was giving Takura the stink eye. You must be seeing things. That being said, the last thing she did say to me before walking away did sound like a more than friendly challenge. Maybe she's just intense. I could definitely understand that given what happened to her sister and the fact she's probably seen her share of
ストーム
bloodshed.
ヴァンガード1である早瀬注意がタケルを強く意識しているのだ。
You've caught the eye of Lieutenant Hayase, our Storm Vanguard 1. That probably doesn't sit well with Suzumiya, who desperately wants to be in B
そ
flight.
うか。早瀬注意にも目をつけられているし、タケルは人気者だね。
Dang, Takura, you must be pretty suave to catch Lieutenant Hayase's eye. You're joking, right? Thanks, guys. I feel like I got a good idea of what we're up against. And our team?
中田注意は。
Well, first,
いいよね。
there's Munokata. She's just cool.
中性的っていうか、美少年的っていうか、憧れちゃうよね。
She's got that handsome tomboyish thing going on. She's just gorgeous. That's not at all what I was asking. I could definitely see how she might be popular with the ladies, maybe. Didn't she say she was down for anything? I know the UN is pretty chill with sexual conduct, but are they that liberal about gender in this timeline too? If she's into anything goes, then what if she's actually into, adventurous stuff? She's into the beta. I still have a hard time whether or not she's joking. I mean, what she said to Hayase earlier was teasing, but what if she's just playing devil's advocate?
男の子っぽくってかっこいいんだけど。
She's tall, dark, and mysterious. You can never tell what she's thinking. It says the queen of incoherent trains of thought.
確かにひょうひょうとしてはいるが、ガンインターセプターレフトを任されている我が部隊のナンバー3だ。
While she does seem aloof, she is our left gun interceptor and our unit's third in command, and that's to say nothing about her piloting skills. Wouldn't want to overlook that. I did catch myself thinking yesterday that Munokata might be better at a commanding unit than Hayase, but I can see why Hayase turned down a promotion. She just likes being Storm Vanguard so
は
much.
いよお待たせ。
Order up, sorry.
合成宇治茶4つにコーヒーもどき。
4 synthetic green teas, 2 imitation coffees, and a remove. Anything else?
おばあちゃん、遅いよ。
Miss Kiyosuke, that took forever.
なんだいみつきちゃん怒ってたのかい？
Don't give me a hard time. Or, I'm sorry, don't get your gussy up. Didn't Mitsuki give you a hard
う
time?
ん。文句があるなら来いっておばちゃんが言ってますって伝えたら何も言われなかったよ。
No, I told her that if she did, she'd have to answer to you. That got her off my back. That's what she told you not to
そう
say.
かいそうかい。よかったね。みつきちゃんの弱みはたくさん握ってるから。
Well, bless her heart.
だからいつでもおいで。
I got a lot of stories about Mitsuki. If you ever want to hear them, you come around again. I don't want to die just
ほ
yet.
ら、みつきちゃん睨んでるか
Now
ら。
go on. Mitsuki's getting you a right stink eye. Huh? Oh! I've got the bowls and teapots.
頑張んなよ。
Good luck.
皆さん聞いてください。
Okay,
あ
everyone.
のさ、そんなひそひそ話さなくても大丈夫でしょ。ここにはタイたちいないんだから。
Hey, you don't have to lower your voice. The other team's not even here.
そうね。じゃあ作戦立案会議を始めましょうか。
Alright then, let's get the strategy meeting. You know, for as furious as first Suzumiya gets when she's doing battle logistics, she is
ま
soft-spoken.
ずはじめに新入りたちの策を聞こうじゃない。
Alright, newbie, start us off.
僕たちからですか？
You talking about us?
タイも言ってたけど、これは新入りたちの完熟が主な目的。主役はあんたたちじゃない。張り切ってどうぞ。
Of course I am. You heard the captain. This is all to help you guys get acquainted. So you guys are the star of the show. What do you got?
まずアルファ隊の戦力から判断するとスタンドオフ戦術を取ることは確実です。
Alright, well, judging from their strengths, this is pretty clear it's going to turn into a
こちら
standoff.
の部隊戦力では勝つためには攻撃に出るしかないと考えられますの
And
で、
given our own strengths, I don't really see a way we could win without going on the offensive. She's right about that. Since they can easily pick us off from afar, we've got to find a way to get in close.
予想される布陣は最高峰に風間少尉、その左右手前に柏木少尉と玉瀬少尉、
We can expect Kazama in the rear, Kashiwagi and Tamase will be on the front.
柏木少尉と玉瀬少尉の前にそれぞれ鈴宮少尉と榊少尉、
In front of them, Suzumi and Sakaki. Suzumi in front. Yep, that sounds pretty solid from
なる
them.
ほど。こちらの機動力には付き合わないってことか。教科書通りの防御的布陣だな。
Gotcha, you think they won't even attempt to match us in terms of mobility. That's a textbook defense formation. And the captain? That is straight out of a textbook. I'd be surprised if they came up with something so
それなん
predictable.
ですが、短期遊撃で僕を潰しに来るのか、狙撃手の直縁かで迷います。
Due to her being well-rounded, she could ambush us, or she could stay back to support.
で、結局どっちなのよ。
Your guess? In a formation like this, I get the feeling the captain would choose to support Kazama. It would be Hayase that we're talking about, she'd go in for an ambush, but a perfectionist like the captain would want to maintain a flawless formation.
そうですね。やはり迂回を警戒して風間少尉の後ろです。
Well, on second thought, I'm pretty sure she'd stay behind Kazama to protect from sneak attacks, so she'd harden up the defenses, huh?
風間が誘導弾を使い切ったら、タイと二人で後方を固めて、狙撃チームを前後から。
Then if Kazama runs out of missiles, the captain shifts gears and starts guarding the snipers. What do you think, Ayamine?
タイと榊、鈴宮が石膏で前面で動き回り、
So the captain, Sakaki, and Suzumiya will be on recon coming to meet us.
一定距離を維持しながら、風間少尉と玉瀬、柏木が後方支援。
Kazuma, Tamase, Kashiwagi will pick up the rear while maintaining a safe distance.
石膏が交戦し、位置を特定し、その上で長距離攻撃という連携を考えます。
As soon as the recon team engages us, they'll start to pick us up
敵
from
の
long
第一目
range.
標は鎧。
The first target,
第二目標
Yoroi.
は早瀬注意。
After that, Hayase, and then Munokata.
鎧とは逆に構成が高い。
That's a much more aggressive plan than Yuroi's prediction. You could say that again, but it's just like Ayamine.
じゃあ三剣。
Your turn, Mitsurugi.
敵の優先撃破目標は綾峰と同意見です。
I agree with Ayamine's priority
ですが
targets.
戦域が市街地ということを考えると、玉瀬、柏木の狙撃特性を生かせるポイントは限
But
られます。
since it is an urban nature battlefield, there's only a limited number of points from which Tamase and Kashiwagi can reasonably snipe us from.
故にこの2機はおとりとして全面配備。振動、音源で大まかな位置をつかむと同時に遠距離から威嚇攻撃を開始。
Therefore, they're actually going to be in the front. They're going to be bait. If they ascertain our locations via seismic sensors, they'll immediately attack us from
あえ
long
て自分
range.
の位置を晒し、私たちに攻撃させることで各機の位置を特
In other words, I could see them revealing their position to bait us into attacking.
そして風間少尉によるメイン圧を加え、こちらのストームヴァンガードの数を減じた後は優先順に目標をしらみつぶし
And
に
once
すると
second
考え
Lieutenant
ます。
Kazuma has assisted them in thinning out our storm vanguards via suppressive fire, they can pick off them whichever way they choose. So they'll use their own snipers as bait? That's another valid plan too.
綾峰、三剣揃って構成戦術とは、ストームヴァンガード候補だけのことは。
Ayamine and Mitsurugi both propose aggressive tactics, and one of their candidates for Storm Vanguard.
白金、あんたは？
Shirogane? First, Captain Sakaki and Suzumiya will do recon to rile up the front, but I'm thinking Kashiwagi, Tamase, and Kazama are going to operate independently. Then they won't be completely separated from the others, though. They're probably going to be recon. This lowers the risk of the support units and helps them focus on recon. So you think they're going to take an aggressive formation but still park the bus. Right, so basically I agree with Mei and Ayamine and we'll have no choice but to go on the offensive. If we end up fighting a defensive battle, we'll keep butting our heads with their recon units. Well, it would make the most sense for the captain team to do a low-risk defensive strategy. They'll probably try something more unorthodox. I see what you're saying. So, to make sure we're on the same page, what's the purpose of the exercise? To give us newcomers a chance to get used to the new TSS and to remind the rest of you how powerful the Shiranui is. Bingo, and I assume you all know what we're training for in the first place. It's so that we can protect the 0-0 unit, right? Is she gonna drop that bomb on us? To carry out our missions as members of Unit A01. Close but more specific. Humanity's victory? Back up. Fight the beta? There we go. All of our training is meant to help you guys go out there, fight the beta, and live. So that's what she meant, not the 0-0 unit. Pop quiz, does anyone know why the captain split us up into the team she did? Well, the main point of the exercise is to give us a feel of how the Shiranui handles, but if that were the only reason, she'd have balanced the teams out more equally. Maybe it's like what Jinguji did with Class Rep Nayamine. She's trying to improve the relationship? No, Captain wouldn't let out personal problems affected. Don't sit there. If you don't know the answer, say you don't know. I don't know. Suzumiya, something wrong? No, I just wasn't expecting everyone to blurt out the answer. Sorry for starting on you then. It's fine. First time Suzumiya is so... I already told you guys it's to help survive against the beta. Is that not a hint? Shirogane, what do you think Bravo team would best be suited for? A long-range battle. And us? Close quarters. Exactly, so from our perspective, you can compare this to a pre-infiltration scenario in which we have to eliminate laser classes. Meanwhile, it's the same perspective from them, but instead of laser classes, they're facing off with destroyer classes. Gotcha. They're trying to use us in those kind of situations. That's why they did to us as cadets, so it wasn't just to force Ayamine and Class Rep to start getting along. We're training in order to fight the beta, which means it's pointless to spend too much of our training time trying to anticipate the strategies of our human opponents. No matter how well you do in mock battles against humans, the experience won't be much of us use in actual combat. The beta don't think anything like us, right? They did tell me that when I got commissioned the previous timeline. I remember thinking about it during the XM3 trials too. That's why they try to get used to these kind of scenarios. And make sure you learn the strategies you'll need to adapt to any situation. So it's basically the same reason we do simulated hive infiltrations. I was totally missing the forest for trees here. It's good to think about the bigger picture, like saving humanity, protecting Earth and whatnot, but you can't be so focused on the end game that you get trapped up along little things along the way. This is true more than just training. If you don't have a clear understanding of what you want to accomplish on a more personal level, you'll never get anywhere in life. Be aware of that. Right. I've been way too focused on the big picture to focus on any of the minor details. Alright, now for the game plan. Let's figure out the formation. Oh yeah, and if we lose, you guys are going to be in a world of hurt.
さっき人間相手に勝っても実戦では関係ないって。
Didn't you just say it doesn't matter how we do against humans?
勝っても負けても結果が同じなら勝つのよ。その方が絶対いいの。
If the points don't matter, then why wouldn't you want to win? We have to beat them. I know Hayase would be like this, though I guess anyone from Storm Vanguard 1 would want to be the alpha. She has a point. Oh, great, not you too.
敗北から教訓を導き出すことは容易であるがゆえに
It's very easy to write failures off as learning experiences, but that excuse is hardly justifiable if you never apply these lessons. That's a little too
実
close
際
to
にその
home.
教訓を生かすことは言われているほどたやすくはないぞ。
Putting what you've learned into practice is easier said than done. She's got that right.
だが勝利から得るものはそれを謙虚に受け止めさえすれば
However, the spoils of victory will almost always help bring around future success, assuming you don't let it get to your head.
あんたなかなかいいこと言うわね。気に入ったわ。
Dang, Mitsurugi, that's some primo wisdom right there. Color me impressed.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. Man, I don't think Hayase is the kind of person you want to be putting up
白
with.
がね、聞こえたわよ。
I heard that.
あんたはそうね。単独決行決定。
You know what? Do recon by yourself. Me by myself? I'm gonna be the bait.
されたら食事2回抜くわよ。いい
And
わ
if you
ね。
get shot, I'm taking your next 2 meals. So they got snipers lined up against us. Susumi is gunning for me. I'm screwed.
早瀬注意。白金が何か文句があるそうです。
Hayase doesn't look like Shirogane is too happy with your
俺の方
plan.
があんたより戦術機の操縦はうまいから、そんなのは楽勝だと言っていました。
I just heard him say to himself that he deserves a way more difficult job since he's better than
な
you.
んですって？
What'd you say? What? I never said that. What are you talking
お前なら
about?
やれる。期待しているぞ。
No need to be shy. That's... what the hell?
わかったわ。そこまで言うなら単独決行の上、風間を仕留めなさい。
Alright then, if that's how it's gonna be, you're gonna take out Cosmo too. Happy?
できなかったら食事3回抜くわよ。
And if you can't do that, that's 3 meals confiscated. Lieutenant Cosmo is definitely going to be at the heart of the formation. How the hell am I supposed to take her out and be the only recon unit?
白金、早く返事
You
した
better
方がい
say
い。
something.
中田注意がまた何か言いたそうな顔してる
Lieutenant
よ。
Munakata is getting really, what? Is getting ready to add on more. No, we can't let her say more. Synthetic or no, food is one of the only pleasures I have. Very well, I will conduct recon duty solo and neutralize Kazuma.
でかく出たな。
Aren't we ambitious?
そんなに腕に自信があるのか。
Someone's confident. This is your fault.
どうした？
Something up? I couldn't take Lieutenant Kazuma down. I was looking forward to eating.
惜しかったよね。
Oh wow, they're just gonna skip the mock battle?
ところまでは言ってたんだけ
They've
ど
been
さ
skipping all the fights. You were so close too, you managed to corner her.
風巻きがおとりだったの
But she was just the bait.
まさかブラストガードを最前面に出してくるなんて思わなかった
Never would
よ
have。guessed they would have put the blast guard up front, and we fell for
接
it.
敵するや即交代して誘い込み左右からの狙撃で足止めしている間に交代した風巻が面制
As
圧
soon
を
as she
行い
saw, she retreated, coaxed in, and then bombarded us. It was a magnificent display of
よ
teamwork.
くあの波状攻撃で生き残ったね。
I'm amazed you guys
離れて
survived.
見てた僕が生きた心地しなかった
I
から
was
ね。
shaking watching it go
紫外
down.
線だから遮蔽物も多い。ミサイルはこっちをあぶり出すための威嚇
It's an urban area with cover. The missiles were meant to force us out into the open. Exactly. If we got distracted trying to dodge those, they would have shot us
で
full
も
of holes.
沈み焼きと柏木機を撃墜したし、こっちは損害なしだから。
But we did take out Suzumiya and Kashiwagi without losing anyone, so maybe Hayase will go easy on you? Nope.
タケルが落としたのは鈴宮機だ柏木機を落としたのは早瀬注意だ
Takeru only got Suzumiya. Hayase was the one who took out Kashiwagi. And since we couldn't get any of the TSS meant to represent the laser and heavy laser classes, none of it
対
really
レーザー
matters.
急戦を想定した演習である以上こたびは私たちの敗北であろうからな
Given that this was meant to represent a battle against the laser class, I guess we did
そ
fail.
うか。じゃあ、タケルのご飯の運命はこの後の演習評価の時間にはっきり
Gotcha.
するね。
Well, I guess we'll have to wait till they finish scoring to find out if Takeru gets to eat. Stop. You're making me hungry.
普通であればあれは奮起させるための冗談であろうから
Under normal circumstances, I'd assume you have nothing to worry about,
ところなのだが
as threats are made in jest, but this is Hayase.
多分本気。
You're screwed. Knock it
じゃあ
off.
さ、感想を聞かせてよ。
Tell us your thoughts on.
タケルはさ、シミュレーターも一度しかやってないし、吹雪と白縫いの差をストレートに感じたんじゃない？
Well, we only used the Shiranui in the simulator once. It must have felt like a pretty massive upgrade from the Fubuki. I guess you could say
僕とし
that.
ては207小隊最高の戦術機乗りである
I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it. You were the
とても
best
興味あるんだ。
pilot in Squad 207. I'm not sure what you want to
僕たち
know.
はシミュレーターで感覚的に慣れちゃってからの登場で、しかもまだ機体は
Well, we kind of got to ease into them with the simulators, you know? And even today we were just borrowed TSS. I want to know what to expect for
な
tomorrow.
るほどそういう意味では確かに興味があ
Smart.
る
I'd also be interested to hear your thoughts. Well, for starters, maybe this is something I didn't notice yesterday because it was my first hive infiltration. I was on adrenaline, but it's a huge difference in horsepower.
そうだね。きっ 体挙動のつながり方に違和
It
感が
has a
全くない
change in torque, though. Right, every movement connects
私
smoothly.
も超投の切り返しの反応には驚いた。型した重量に対する出力比が相当上がっているのであろう
I
な。
was also surprised at how natural it felt to wield a sword. The soldier's power to weight ratio must have been substantially improved. You know, in retrospect, we almost had to take on the rebel Shiranuis and Fubukis, didn't we? That's a horrifying thought. If we didn't have the new OS back then, we wouldn't have lived. Also, its CNI system is superior to the Fubukis, which makes sense, because I doubt you'd want to start a cadet on something this complicated.
通信広報識別能力の差は驚くよね。
Yeah, the CNI improvements were
僕はブ
huge.
ラストガードだから。
Even more so for me, because I'm a blast guard. I can imagine, for someone who has to operate at long range, it must have been a godsend being able to track multiple enemies, distinguish friendlies from hostiles, evaluate threat levels.
あとは他に何か感じなかった？
Anything else? You know, I think it'd be a bad thing for a third generation training TSF to be so vastly different from a
違
counterpart.
和感とかそういうのはない？
Nothing felt awkward? I mean, no. Not to change the subject, but did you guys notice how insanely good Lieutenant Cosmo and the captain were in those Kikishins? Even with the XM3 installed, that was nuts. Hayase and Munakata were pretty great in them too, even with the handicap. Those guys are on a completely different level from the teams we were participating against in the XM3 trials. The Kikishin's design is antiquated, so you'd think that there'd be a limit to how much it could do even if you install modern equipment. These guys, though, were moving with no problem whatsoever. It just goes to show how familiar they are with the new OS. Definitely feels rewarding to think that the XM3 is going to improve the capabilities of all surface pilots around the world, though, regardless of what they're piloting.
歴史には乗ったことなかったんでしょ？
But none of them have ever piloted a Kikishin, right?
座学で聞いた限り A01 部隊は最初から白縫いを装備してい
Correct.
たはずだ。
They've only used
さ
Shiranuis.
すがだね。
Impressive. No kidding. I mean, I know you guys were using unfamiliar TSFs too, but they were practically running the rings around you in those
なん
things.
だよもう。タケルは自分の機体だからデータも何もかも万全で良かったのかもしれないけどさ。
Oh, come on. You were flying your own TSF with your old data and everything. You've got no idea how tough it was for us. Oh, I get it. So you're worried about damaging your superior TSFs? How considerate.
確かに演習前はそうだったけど、そんなんじゃないよ。
I mean, I was stressed about that at first, but it's not what I'm getting at
だ
then.
からさっき聞いたじゃないか。
Don't you remember what I just asked you? Refresh
僕
me.
は今日初めて実機に乗ってかなりシミュレーターと違うなって思ったんだよ。
For me, the real thing just felt different than the simulators. I kind of managed to adjust partway through, but... Are you sure you're not imagining things? Sure, maybe the simulators aren't perfect, but it wouldn't make sense for them to not feel like the real thing. Otherwise, there's no point in training with them.
タケル、実は私もだ。シミュレーターと実機の挙動の差に慣れるのに。
I happen to feel the same way myself. It took a fair bit of time for me to adapt to the differences in behavior. And you,
そう
Ayamine?
だね。機体側の起動データにちょっと振り回された。
Same here. I felt like I was fighting with the TSF's existing movement data. Man, you were in Lieutenant Hayase's TSF, and Ayamine in Munakata's? Our Fubukis use the same proof of concept OS, so some of these guys' data must still be backed up. And of course, the TSF we were borrowing must have retained some of their pilots' data as well, so maybe some weird quirks, like heavy customized cards. Maybe that's their issue? Was Mei having to butt heads with the data that Hayase's accumulated? And Ayamine was struggling because Munakata's combat data is tailored to the gun interceptor? No, the data link's supposed to synchronize our own attitude. Maybe there's a bug?
訓練学校でシミュレーターから実機教習に移った際には感じなかった違和感よね。気にはなる。
I just had to wonder why there's such a difference between the simulator and our actual TSF when there was none during the cadet days.
うん。タケルの OS に変えた時の違和感となんとなく似た感じだったよ
I
ね。
felt like when we switched over to Takuru's OS for the first time.
でもすぐ慣れた。問題ないよ。
But we got used to it. That's it, it's so simple, you know? It did feel strange to me because I never trained with AO1 in my Fubuki.
どういうこと？
Why does that matter? I went straight away to the Shiranui with my old data installed, right? And as soon as I hopped into the cockpit, I immediately imported and applied all of our attitude control data. That's why it felt like a
私たちの
simulator.
吹雪にもデータ自体はあったが、機体の基本性能の差でそれを再現できなかったということか。
We also had access to that data in our Fubukis, but perhaps their lower performance means that we could not take advantage of it previously.
それは変だね。だったらシミュレーターだけじゃなく実機でも再現できなきゃおかしい。
That doesn't make any sense. The import worked fine in the simulator for us too, so why wouldn't it work in the real
そうだよ。
Shiranui?
だってデータ自体は強化装備側で持ってるんじゃないか。
All the relevant data is stored in our fortified suits, isn't it? Hold on, let me finish. You remember how we used to call the XM3 the new OS during its proof of concept phase?
そうだね。
The XM3 is the official name for the mass-produced version, so think of it this way. Our Fubukis were still running on a prototype OS, but the captain and the others are using a later prototype, one that was based on the data we'd already collected. I think that's what caused the problems, not the TSS, but the difference in the OS.
OS のさ。
In the OS, my Shiranui's control unit's brand new, so it's running XM3. It adapted smoothly to the simulator data. Because the simulators are set to emulate XM3, it's understandable that a lot more stable than that of the prototypes. While the simulators could easily import the data from our fortified suits, the Shiranuis you guys just used were still running on a prototype OS, hence why it took a while to get adjusted to the transition. The fact that you guys were switching to a less advanced OS while upgrading into a more advanced TSF made it worse. So that's what caused the discrepancy, and come to think of it, that would also explain why the seniors had no trouble at all adapting to the Gakishans. So they were facing the exact opposite situation, although TSFs but a newer OS. Speaking of which, EXO did mention this morning that she'd be upgrading her control units to the latest OS, right? Right. Which means that she'll probably be giving the rest of us the squadron the later too. So do you think the new exercise was meant to get us used to the new TSFs and new OS? Probably. Now that you've adapted to your Shiranuis, you'd have no problem transitioning. Because we got the data that spans every version. You're amazing, Tucker. Always nice to be able to ask the creator himself if something doesn't make sense. Pretty smooth, you do know your stuff. Come on, Yuka was the one who did all the work. And I'm only guessing though. Still, I'm glad I asked. I bet Chizuru and Miki are going to want to know this stuff too. Indeed, they're most likely as confused as we were. Let's all go to the PX after we got the scores. It's not like we have anything else planned. I actually have to... What are you three doing? If you don't hurry up, we're going to miss the results. She's right, you'll get in a lot of trouble. Look at this, perfect timing. 4? What's up? We were talking about how awkward the Shiranuis were. So you guys felt it too. Whoa. Well, we were correct. How was it for you, Tama? The movements felt wrong at first. I knew it. Takaru did tell us why it happened though, so after we get our results, I was thinking we should all go to the PX and have him go into more detail. Wait a second. I gotta take care of business after this. I spent all day on this exercise, so I gotta spend the evening with Sumika. Until then, I was planning to spend as much time as possible on the present. I pulled an all-nighter last night, so I'm about done with the shape. I just need to finish it up today. Then why not during dinner? Can you do it then? My meal ticket's been revoked. Doesn't mean you can't stick and talk with us though. Dude. Revoked? What does that mean? Don't worry about it. See you at dinner. Just don't decide things for me. I've got plans this evening too. Takaru, is this a special mission you mentioned? Yeah, it does. Probably should have said that from the start. Now that our training's over, I gotta go handle something for the XO. Oh, I didn't know. Sorry. Nothing we could do then. It's fine. I should have told you guys from the get-go. My main duty is to bring Sumika back to normal, and if I'm right, that finishing that present is going to be the crucial step. So there really isn't much of a reason why I can't call this part of my mission. I don't have to go into detail. It does make me feel a little guilty, though, since I can't deny this has a lot to do with my feelings for Sumika. I don't need to make this sound more noble than it is. You've been doing special missions for quite some time. We haven't had a chance to just relax, you know? She's right. I haven't been able to sit down and chat since I brought up the coup. And they think I was sent off to some secret mission all by myself, so they're probably a lot more worried about what they need to be. I know they all have pretty serious emotional baggage too. I'm sorry. Don't worry, it's not your fault. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we really do need to hurry up for the briefing room. Okay, let's go. Sorry. I can hear Kasumi apologizing again. Maybe having trouble with the cat's cradle. But he's important to you, isn't he? Huh? Shirogane Takaru means everything to you, doesn't he? It wasn't Cat's
そば
cradle.
にいてほしいと思いませんか？
You want him to always be with you, right? We still don't know if talking about these kinds of things will affect her psyche, though I can't blame Toss-Me for trying since I've been trying to do the same
大
thing.
切な人、そばにいてほしい人、
Hey, someone you hold dear, someone you want to stay by your side, and
早く
just let me fight already.
ごめんなさい。私、お話しするの下手
I'm
です。
sorry, I'm not great at making
う
conversation,
ま
am
く
I?
説明できません。
I'm not good at describing these things.
あいつらを殺
This time I take them all out.
ごめんなさい。前は見えていたのに
I'm sorry, I used to be able to
殺
see.
したいから。
Let me kill
今
them.
は何も見え
Well,
ま
I
せ
can
ん。
no longer see anything. She's trying to read things that would pick up at a trigger from Sumika.
もう待たせないで。
Don't make me wait longer. Trust me, don't apologize. Didn't notice I was here? She must have been really focused on Sumika then.
ごめんなさい。
I didn't, I'm sorry. What did I say? You really don't need to apologize that much. It's not like you've got anything to apologize for. Don't say you're sorry when you've done nothing wrong. Besides, you're doing the best you can. You spent the entire day with her, didn't you? Mainly because I had to wake up early for the Shiranui shipment, then got roped into the mock battle. You stuck with her through thick and thin, right? I owe you big time for that, and so does Sensei. Trust me, no one thinks you're doing anything wrong. Thank you. No problem. So how have things gone today? Hey, Sumika, how are you?
今日は安定しています。発作もありませんで
She's
した。
stable, no panic attacks. Oh yeah? Then you've been on your best behavior. Hey, atta girl. I was looking for Sensei earlier, but she wasn't in her room. Any idea where she's at? I was hoping to see how Sumika's vitals look
中
today.
央作戦司令室で司令と作戦立案会議です。
She's in the command room, planning for the upcoming operation. They're drafting it as we speak, so she's not going to be back tonight. She did say she has been in and out. I was kind of hoping to see what Sumika's brainwave patterns look like, but oh well. Let me... What's up? You have something to
そ
say?
んなこと。もういい。
I'm tired of this stuff. I want to train. She's still obsessing over that? Her hatred of the Veda truly knows no bounds. Anyone would feel that way, though, after what they did to her, I'm assuming. Want to train. You already did! You can only train once a day.
やればずっと上手くなるよ。
But I'll be better if they let me train more. Well, sorry, but that's the breaks.
殺したい。
I want to kill
あい
Sumika.
つらを殺してやりた
I
い。
want to kill them.
私がいっぱい殺した後
Yeah,
でね。
she's gotten less PTSD ridden. She's able to form sentences now. And her panic attacks happen at a less rate. I'll slaughter all of them, all for you. You know, there's more to life than
そ
just
したら
that.
復讐できる。私が
I'll have my revenge, and I'll avenge you.
絶対
I'll never forgive them, never, never, never.
全部殺したい。
I'll kill them all.
スミカさん、白金さんは大切な人ですよね。
Sumika, you care about Shirogane, don't you?
早くしてよ。
Well, let's do it. Now, 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 now,
目の前
now.
にいるのは白金さんですよ。
He's standing in front of you. Do you not know that?
戦うから。
Hurry up and just let me fight.
白金さんの思いは
Can't you tell you're making him feel?
皆殺しにするから。
I'll kill every
大
last
切
one
な
of
人
them.
なんですよね。
Isn't he important to you? Whoa.
大切な思い出たくさんありますよね。
You have so many precious memories, don't you?
頑張って思い出してください。
You have to remember. She's actually reacting to Cosme now. She's never calmed down this quickly before, and not without having a full-blown panic attack. Is she starting to react to memories? Maybe I should take her up the hill? I don't know what kind of memories she and I shared, and the tree there's probably planted after we've been back. But that said, maybe being there would bring back some vivid memories. I might even be able to figure out what kind of relationship we had in this world. Who knows? Maybe she'll be stable again. Hey, Sumika, let's go for a
散歩
walk.
って訓練
To the training room? Nope, I just think some fresh air would do you good.
それは
You shouldn't. Don't worry, since I said I could do whatever as long as it gets results. Let's go.
そんなのいいからあいつらと戦わせてよ。
I don't want to. Just let me fight. Nope. We're not. You're not fighting till you snap out of this.
もういいから。
I don't care. Just let me do it. Otherwise, I'll. What?
タケルちゃんがいなくなっちゃうよ。
I'll lose Takaru forever. Huh?
取らないでよ。タケルちゃんを取らないでよ。
Let him go. Don't take Takaru from me. Hey,
大丈夫です。白金さんここにい
it's
ますから。
okay. He's right here.
嫌だよ。嫌だ。行かないで。どこにも。
No, don't go. Don't leave me here. Hey, I'm right here. Can't you see?
嫌だよ。やめてよ。やめて。やめろ。
Stop.
大
Stop.
丈夫です。スミカさん、 大丈夫です
It's okay, Sumika. Everything will be fine. Hey, I'm not going anywhere. You mean it? Huh? Wait, she's developing!
どこにも
You won't just leave me? Nope, I'm staying right here with you. Okay. She smiled! Wow! Put that in the screen cap book. Look at, she smiled for the first ever time. What is it? Do you see
とて
something?
も暖かい色が見えます
I can see a very warm color. She sees emotions as colors, right? Has this ever happened before?
初めてです
Not until now. Sweet! This is the perfect time to take her to the hill. This is probably my best opportunity to give her the Santa Rabbit. I don't have it painted, but it'll be meaningful.
私は残ります
I'll stay here then. If Sensei asks, tell her we went up the hill, okay? I'm guessing her monitoring system tracks Sumika though.
はい
And if you don't mind, could you keep an eye on my thoughts? If something goes wrong, help.
わかりました
Understood. Alright, let's get going, okay? I've got to make a quick stop at my room though.
一緒に
Okay, I'll follow you then.
行ってらっしゃい
Take care. Man, oh man, it's pitch black out here. No light pollution, that's for sure. Sure is cold, huh?
寒い
It's cold. She actually cold or is she just repeating what I said? Nah, she's probably cold. Yuko said that the 00 unit's body can stimulate all 5 senses. I could see her breath. It's hard to believe she's not human. Maybe next time you'll listen when I tell you to bundle up. Yeah, here's my jacket, okay?
たけるちゃんが寒いから
No, that's okay. You said you're cold, huh?
大丈夫私は寒くても風邪ひか
Don't
な
worry
い
about
体だ
me.
から
So like I could catch colds anymore. I see. That sounded natural. It's working. It's working. It's working. Something's changing. We made so many memories on this hill. Maybe not in this timeline, but I could show her mine, and maybe it'll spark emotion.
だから言ったろ。悪いけど俺貸してやれる上着持ってないぞ。
いいよ期待してなかったからね
そう言われるとな。
えねえたけるちゃん
なんだ。
来年の夏も一緒に来てくれる
なんで来年の夏なんだ。
だって冬は寒いし春になればみんな卒業しちゃってるじゃない
でも白陵大にそのままスイーッと進んでるだろう。
じゃあ大学入ってから初めての夏休みだ
だから別に来ようと思えば来れるんじゃねえか。ここが潰れてなければな。
本当に
I forgot to tell her about that date. Being here with her is bringing back all sorts of memories for me. But the one that stands out most of all happened right here on this hill.
サンタ来ないな。
もうたけるちゃんのバカ
いいじゃんか。ガキの頃はさ、毎年ここでこんな風にやってたんだ。
途中でやめちゃったけどね
あれいつからだった？
小学校の途
This is
中
a banger song. I think this is Sumika's theme
そっ
though.
か。
来ないね
俺たち以外にも待ってるやついるかな。
待ってる子がいるならここには来なくてもいいや
なんでだ？
それはね雪だ
お、本当だ。冷えると思ったぜ。
ねえたけるちゃんプレゼントちょうだい
If Sumika is an Esper in this timeline, then doesn't that mean she could also kind of react to his memories?
なんだよ。ずっと一緒で買う暇なかったじゃんか。
He's evolving.
こんな時に最低だよ
うわ、そこまで言いますか。
けど許してあげちゃう
お、優しいじゃん。
今日は特別だからね
ん？
私にはプレゼントくれる人いるもん抱えきれないほどのプレゼントくれたよ
スミカ。
今年は今までで一番のプレゼントもうもらったから
This plane means a lot to me, actually. I guess that's not exactly true. It is a special place to me, but in another world.
世界
Another world? Yeah, you got it. I still can't believe I lost all these memories when I first came to this world. They're all so vivid to me now. If I hadn't gone back to my world, I never would have gotten them back. That alone makes my heart sink. Can I see your hands for a second? Nothing, huh? Just hold them out for me, can you? Like this. I made something for you. It didn't turn out great, but I want you to have it. I hope you like it.
何これ
What's this for? You know what Christmas is, right?
クリスマス知ってるよ
Yeah, I know. Good. Not everyone in this world knows, you know?
クリスマスと誕生日はプレゼントの日
You get presents on Christmas just like your birthday. That's right. So think of it as an early Christmas
クリス
present.
マスプレゼント
Every year on the night before Christmas, this jolly old guy named Sandy Claus flies around the world in his magic sleigh delivering presents to all the good kids. That's how the story goes. He doesn't... What?! This is fake, right? Santa just doesn't exist in the alternative timeline.
息
I could
白い
see your breath. And that's why, back when I was a kid in the other world, I gave you presents every year for him. At that time, I was too young to realize how much those presents meant to you, you know? Though as I got older, it never clicked. I was still so naive back then. And I never understood how I actually felt about you. I told myself we were just childhood friends and pretended not to notice my true feelings all along, but in reality,
やっぱり寒いよ
I'm getting chills. What, from my story or from the temperature?
寒い
I'm cold. Well, this is why I offered here. Take my coat.
やだタケルちゃんが寒くなる
And then you'll be cold, Takaru. Come on, you want to just head back inside then? I thought giving her the rabbit doll might induce a more significant change, but I guess it's not that simple. But she does recognize me now. Maybe I should stop trying to force these things on her. My memories with her aren't resonating, so... No? What?
まだここにいる
I'm staying here. Well, I'm not quite sure how to interpret that. She's enjoying herself? My memories maybe had an effect on her? Aren't you cold?
くっついて
Just come closer, huh?
くっつけばあったかいよ
We could warm each other up. Whoa, that sounded natural. Maybe it really did work. Alright, I'll hunker down, then you can sit between me.
後ろから抱っこして
Dang!
すれば
She's going for the big
あ
moves.
ったかいよ
You can wrap your arms around me too, and I'll be warmer that way. Give us a CG! Dang it. Any better? Still cold?
あったかい
I'm warm now. Good.
タケルちゃんはあったかいよ
Takaru was always so warm. She's starting to remember the other me now. Maybe I'll learn stuff. How warm are we talking? If I play my cards right, I might be able to get a better idea of how close we were.
あったかかったよ
Really, really warm. He always was.
なのにあったかくなくなったよ
But then he stopped.
タケルちゃんあったかくなくなった
He then stopped being warm. Based on some of her early episodes, it does seem like music stops. It does seem like she's least aware I'm dead. Sumika?
復讐するんだ
So I'll make them pay. No, 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 not again. You're making progress.
復讐してやる
I'll make them pay for what they did. No, it's okay. Don't worry about that
全
yet.
部ダメにした全部奪った
But she's speaking. This is big. They ruined everything. They took everything from me, everything I had. It's gonna be okay, I promise.
同じ目に合わせてやるあいつらも同じ目に
I'll make them suffer too. I'll make them wish they were never born. Hey, just drop it. But I can't. I know you're gonna have to fight them someday, but I'll be right here with you. We're not facing this alone. So just be Sumika for now.
痛い痛いよ
She's losing it again. She was so stable. Did I push her too far?
痛いよ
Sumika, Cosme, are you watching this? If it gets any worse, call Sensei, okay?
タケルちゃんどこにいるんだよ
Talker, where did you go? Where are you? I'm right here. I'm right here. Everything's fine.
助けてよ助けてタケルちゃん
Help me, Takaru, please. I'm here. I'm here. Can't you see me? I'm right here. Look. You're safe now. I promise. I'm always going to be here for you. No way. Sumika.
タケルちゃん
It's really you. What? She's reacting? Is the panic attack over? Are you okay?
タケルちゃんの声がする
You sound like him, huh?
タケルちゃんの匂いがする
You smell like him. She's starting to recognize me. Is she gonna start treating me like I'm the other Takaru?
タケルちゃんがいる。
It's you, Takaru. You know who I am?
何言ってるの？
Why wouldn't I? I just... What's wrong with my head? Are you okay?
私何を言ってたんだろう。あいつらは
What am I talking about? I just need to kill them. Wait, no, she's doing it again. My head, it hurts so bad, my head's gonna explode. I'm not sure I can just sit back here. She's gonna go in and out of panic attacks more frequently. Sumika! This is, painful. Oh, guess what, Takaru? I have great news. What? She's never noticed me during an episode before. She's just terrified.
やっとあいつらに復讐できるよ。
I could finally avenge you now.
タケルちゃんを殺したあいつらをみんな殺しにしてあげるから。
I'll make them pay for taking you away from me. Just wait.
タケルちゃん、そうだよね。
Isn't that great? This is nothing like her previous attacks. It does seem that she's getting mixed up with the Takaru she knew, but she is acknowledging me.
それでね、また痛い。
And guess what else? My head. Another headache. I was right. These cycles are getting faster. But she's talking in full sentences.
まなの。もうイライラするな。なんなのこの痛いのは。
Get out of my head, stupid migraine. Stop! Why does it hurt? Alright, I had to keep rattling off memories and see where we go. We've come far. I'm not whistling out now. Sumika, there's more to the backstory about the rabbit I gave you. Hang in there. Hang in there. You're doing great. Once we grew up a little and found out there was never a Santa Claus, I stopped giving you Christmas presents altogether.
大丈夫だよ、タケルちゃん。全部
It'll be okay, Takaru.
あげるから
I'll kill them for you, don't worry. I don't mean to, I just forgot, but when we started finally going out, remember what you said to me?
安心して、タケルちゃん。私があいつらを
You can count on me, Takaru, I'll make them pay. You said it was the best present you've ever been given.
すごい力なんだから。もう何でもできるよ。
I'm powerful now, I could do anything. I lived a normal life until then, but that was definitely the sweetest thing anyone's ever said about me.
よかったよ。
I could finally get my revenge. And that's why I'm never leaving you. Everything's gonna be okay, I promise. We'll spend Christmas together again. Just you and me.
タケル
Sound good?
ちゃん。
What's up? Sumika, is it your head?
早く出撃したい。
I want to get sent into battle. She's having some serious mood swings now. For a second there, she was directly talking to me, not the other Takaru.
先生もう待たなくていいのに。
Then Sensei doesn't want to wait. What? Sensei Yuko?
なんかここにいると
It doesn't feel right being here. What? Sumika?
ダメ。
This isn't right. What it... Oh my god! I just remembered something from Extra. There's no way. There's... No. 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 There's no way. I'm gonna keep this silent from now, but I just remembered something from Extra. I swear, if that actually came back in this timeline, I am done. What isn't right?
知らないよ。私はあいつらを殺したい。それだけなのに。
I don't know. I just want to kill them. I don't understand this feeling. Is she reaching her limit? Maybe I shouldn't keep pushing her like this.
先生がいつまでも待たせるからいけないんだ。
I must be going haywire because Sensei's making me wait. Sensei Yuko? Most of your professors just call her Professor Kazuki, XO, but Cosme doesn't call her that either. Maybe I shouldn't jump to conclusions.
それじゃない。訓練しなきゃ。
I can't keep wasting time. I have to
訓練
train.
しておかないと。
If I don't, I'll never beat them. I'll never get revenge.
タケルちゃん、そうだよね。
Right, Takaru, isn't that right? Yeah, that's right. She's talking to me again, but I don't think she can tell the difference between me and my other self.
早く殺したいな。
Gosh, I sure hope I can kill them soon then. What the hell?
早く訓練の続きしたいよ。
I just want to train. Alright, let's head back now.
訓練の続き。
For more training? Maybe. You have to wait and
ここ
see.
来るの。
What the?
なんか久しぶりだね。
Feels like it's been forever since I was last up here. What? Before? When was the last time then?
訓練始まらないかな。
I sure hope they'll let me train again soon.
訓練
Training. I heard you. Okay, let's head inside. From what I could tell, it sounds like we were more than friendly acquaintances. She knows the other me is dead and she's trying to avenge him. That's the proof I needed. I think that knowledge alone is going to help us a lot. That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
以上が午前のシミュレーター演習で修正すべき点だ。まとめると、基本であるエレメントを崩さず、各小体間の連動を行えということだ。
Those are the main issues we need to work on for this morning's simulator exercise. Stay in your elements and cooperate with the other
特に
flights.
前衛と支援の連動がうまく機能していない。午後の実機演習では、そのあたりを徹底的に潰していくから、そのつもりでな。
Storm Vanguards in particular, work on communicating with your backup units. We're gonna have to fix those habits in this afternoon's field training.
何か質問は？
Questions?
では、多少早めだが、午前の演習評価は以上とする。解散。
We're a bit ahead of schedule, but that includes our debriefing. Dismissed.
気をつけ。
That's over. Thank God it's only for simulator training. I'm way too sleep deprived for anything else. Field training this afternoon is gonna suck, and we've got night combat after. I'm excited to get back on my new Shiranui and do live exercises, but I could already tell I'm gonna be sore. I shouldn't be too bad during training, but thanks to the feedback in my fortified suit, but being subjected to high G-force takes a toll on my body. The moment that suit takes off, it's all caught up. If I'd even gotten enough sleep for the past few days, that wouldn't even be the issue. Oh, I didn't even realize the chat updated. My bad. Sorry about that. At the same time, I do think staying up to late to review Sumika's data is helping, so I'll power through it. Time to go back, pick up Sumika, and show her lunch. Partly to check in to see if my present had any noticeable effect, but I also want to show her the outside during daytime. Shirogane, you got a minute? Sure, what's up? Explain what happened just in there? I don't know what you mean. Playing dumb, are we? I'm talking about your little stunt you pulled. You screwed up the entire wing's formation. Right. Is that all you got to say for yourself? I know you're a great pilot and all, but it doesn't matter if you can't coordinate with us. Right, sorry, look, I've got to do this sort of stuff now so you guys can get some data on the way I move. Otherwise, we're going to risk breakdown in an actual battle. Excuse me? This isn't all about you. Take it easy, I never said it was, but I also don't think my movements were impossible to coordinate with either. Are you saying I'm in the wrong? Dude, chill! No, I'm not saying you're in the wrong, but if you're running off on my own were such a big problem, don't you think Hayase would have ripped me a new one? So it's my fault for not keeping up? No, I didn't say that either. What's your deal? The moment I bring up Hayase, she goes docile. Good to see you kids get along. Haruko, you're the same age as us. Don't see you two together. Is there something I should know? Of course not, but while you're here, let me chew this guy out for screwing us over. Here we go again. Oh, those tricks? What's wrong with that? He didn't mess anything up. Are you kidding me? He messed everything up. Not sure what you mean. It worked in the end. You call that working? Weren't you having trouble backing him up too? I mean, his moves were way too hard to keep up with. I guess so. But that just told me he didn't need my backup in the first place, huh? So I just let Shirogane do his own thing and focus on supporting Mitsurugi. That's sharp thinking. I mean, I'm a little sad she didn't give me any attention, but her situational awareness is on par with Makoto's. I do too. But like, even if he is paired with Mitsurugi, he's bound to get cut off from the team. She'll be the first to go, bet. How could you say that? If he got cornered and we weren't around to save him, he'd be good as dead. You're his gun sweeper. Just go and pick up his slack. So you'd leave him to die? Are you saying we should just abandon him?
そういうポジションだと思うんだけど
That's foreshadowing, I'm assuming. Well, yeah, that's the sort of how it goes. She didn't even flinch. I thought she was a ditz, but she's completely cold-blooded.
ストームヴァンガードは捨て駒ってこと？
So you think Storm Vanguards are disposable?
単純にそう思ってるわけじゃないけど
Not in general,
極端に言えばそうだね
but in extreme case, sure.
あくまで任務優先でしょ白金の救助がその障害
The
にな
mission
る
always comes first, you
それ
know.
も仕方がないよ
That's not a lot if we can do saving him would compromise that.
そんなに簡単に左翼前衛を切り捨てちゃったら戦力バランスが崩れて任務の達成どころじゃなくなるよ。
But if you desert one of the left-wing vanguards, it only upset the balance of the formation. That compromises the mission as
違う違
well.
う左翼と右翼の戦力バランスはもともと崩れてる
Not really. Our left and right wings are pretty unbalanced as is. How so?
私が見る限り白金の技能が突出してる分
As far as I could tell, Shiragane's fighting skills make that left wing way more
だか
powerful.
ら支援を右翼側に振ることでちょうどいいバランスになるんだよね
So by focusing support on the right side, we're making things more balanced.
でも全く支援なしなんて。
But if we don't back up the
当
left,
然ほっとくわけじゃないよだけど白金三剣コンビは支援なしでも十分機能するから
I feel like I'm ignoring
す
them.
る必要はないでしょ
I just know Shiragane and Mitsurugi are talented enough to hold their own.
そうやってバランスが情報修正された分相対的に部隊戦力も上がって
That
る
way
ん
we
じゃ
could
ない
even out the imbalance, which makes our unit stronger, right?
だからさっき結果的にいい
Like I said, it all worked out the way it said. Guess being an impact guard really does give her a lot more perspective. She might actually well be suited for command. Not that Suzumiya doesn't have a point, but like most Storm Vanguard hopefuls, she got blinders on. Kashiwagi's position allows her to see the entire battlefield from a top-down perspective. It's like a team sport. That's right, Suzumiya was on the swim team, Kashiwagi played basketball. But come to think of it, Class Red played lacrosse, Tama did archery, so both wings have one person who played team sports and one who played individual sports. Kashiwagi's the left impact guard, Tama the right, Suzumiya the left gun sweeper, Class Rep the right. Captain's incredible. She took our personalities into account when choosing the positions and ensured both ends of the formation had the same amount of combined experience.
孤立した時切り捨てられるのはストームヴァンガードに限った話じゃない
Besides, that rule doesn't only apply to Storm Vanguards. Any one of us might get abandoned if we separate
だ
from the
からも
group.
し私がそうなっても助けに来る必要はないからね
So if I ever get cornered, wouldn't it be your job to come rescue
分
me?
かってるよ。
I
だ
know.
けど任務に支障がない限りそれが誰であっても私は助けるから。
But if I could do it without compromising the mission, then I'd still try to save them no matter
茜ら
what.
しいけどそこまで気負わなくてもいいんじゃないかな
That sounds just like you, Akane, but I really don't think you need to stress yourself out about it.
気負ってなんかね。
I'm not.
みんなだって死にたいわけじゃないんだから孤立する前に注意するでし
I
ょ
mean, none of us are going to go out of our way to die, so we'll try to not get too isolated, right? Right.
茜だって丸腰の白金が何体ものベータを相手に
You saw the recording of Shirogane taking on Beta and an unarmed TSF, didn't you?
あれは白金の機動制御技術が十分武器になるって証拠なんだし私たちがそのレベルに合わせるべきなんじゃないかな
That's proof positive that his maneuvering skills are a pretty significant asset. I think we should try to take advantage of that. But I did get it handed to me at the
実
end.
戦兵装と適切な支援があれば
Things would have ended differently if you had equipment. I appreciate your confidence, but that doesn't change what happened. There's no point in thinking about what if
まあ
scenarios.
そうだね
Well, yeah. And Tsuzumi is right. I wasn't exactly thinking about how I might be affecting you guys in the rear. I don't intend to make my process different from now on, but I'll make more of an effort to be considerate of the team.
白金。
After all, I don't want to get myself into a situation where I need backup and you guys can't provide it.
ちゃんとやるから安心しなよ
Don't worry, we won't let you down. Well, thanks for calling me out on that. Hopefully you'll be better able to pick me up in the future.
任務に支障がない限りね。じゃあ
As long as it doesn't compromise the mission, I'm out.
あらら行っちゃった
There she goes. Think she's
そん
mad?
なことないよ茜にとって
I don't
白
think
金は大
so.
きな壁だから
You just set the bar high. She's just conflicted. Maybe. Not only is she determined to reach Hayase's level, but it also doesn't want to let down her sister and fallen comrades. She wants to be a Storm Vanguard so badly, and why Cat made her a gunsweeper, so that way she doesn't get herself killed prematurely. I know where she's coming from, so I can understand why she might have some sort of mixed feelings. But she's not the type to deflect the blame, or resent others due to their own insecurities. I don't think that's petty. She didn't snap back at anything Kashiwagi was saying. In fact, it seemed like she almost took it to heart. Have you two never talked about this sort of stuff
え
before?
なんで
Why do you ask? Well, it's just that Suzumiya really seemed surprised on how cut and dry your opinion on abandoning people was.
そういうこと
That's what you mean. It's a little hard to believe you guys were ever in the same squad without broaching the subject. Squad 207B, we were constantly talking about that sort of
そうだ
stuff.
ねしなかったわけじゃないんだけどあそこまでの話にはならなかった
It's not that the topic never came up, we just never went into much detail. Why is that?
B 分隊 前みたいに気が強い人が3人もいなかったからね。
Probably because we didn't have these headstrong members like 207B did. She means class rep by Amane and Maya. You know, if you never talk about it, everyone's going to be developing conflicting viewpoints on how things should be done. The fact you've never had a big disagreement is crazy to me.
はちゃんと茜でまとまってたからぶつかる必要なんてなかったんだよ。
Akane did a good job keeping order, so there wasn't anything to butt heads about. So you just went along with whatever she said
そう
then?
いうわけでもないんだけどね。
It wasn't like that either. Then what was
訓
it?
練部隊で教練する目的と任官っていう目標の範囲で考えれば茜の指揮や考え方に異論はなかったからね。
Her style of leadership was well suited to the context of cadet squad, where your only goal is to get commissioned. I'm amazed how pragmatic this girl is. In other words, there was never a reason to express opposing viewpoints, since Suzumi's approach was more than enough to get them commissioned. And knowing how feisty she is, I could see her getting at least a little defensive if someone expressed discontent with her. But after what happened to Sergeant Jaguji and your fellow squad mates, you finally felt the need to address the
そ
issue?
れは違うよ。もともと私はこういう人間なんだってば。
No, she asked my opinion and I gave it to her, as is. I see. I never would have pinned you as the type.
もしかして嫌われちゃった
Hope you don't think less of me. No, if anything, I'm pleasantly surprised. I respect you for that.
白金ってやっぱり変わってるね。
You're a weird guy, you know. What the hell's that supposed to
軍
mean?
人としては正しくてもつい嫌がるよ。こういう割り切りって。
Most people think I'm stone cold for suggesting we abandon people, even if they know it's a necessity. Seriously? I always figured that it was probably pretty commonplace in this world, and people like Suzumiya were in the minority.
やっぱり変わり者だよ、白金は。
You're truly an oddball, Shirogane. How so? We're all prepared for that possibility. Everyone knows we're gonna have to make sacrifices in
そう
order
な
to
んだけど
win.
みんなの覚悟にはどこか悲壮感っていうか重さを感じるでしょ。
Well, sure, but you can kind of tell that for most people it's something that they haven't fully come to terms with. I know what you mean.
私ってその辺軽い感じがするらしいんだよね。ここに来る前は帝国の軍属中等学校だったから結構いろいろ言われたよ。
By comparison, I come off a little bit more independent. Everyone used to give me a lot of flack, especially because I went to an IJF-sponsored secondary school. I see. I'm so used to being around these people like Mei and Yuko, I assume they were the norm rather than the exception.
それどころか弟たちにまで冷たいって言われるくらいだから私を普通に感じる白金もかなりずれてるよね。
Heck, even my own brothers think I'm emotionless, so if you think this is normal, I guess we both got a few screws loose. You have brothers?
14歳と10歳。上の子はもうすぐ徴兵だから特にその辺にはうるさいんだよね。
Yeah, one's 14, the other's 10. The other one's at drafting age, and boy, he will not shut up. He's got the romanticized view of military, then he wants to be a hero, fight, debate, or to defend the human race.
軍隊の現実を見ればいろいろ変わると思うけど今時貴重な男だからね。
Hey, he's in for a rude awakening. Can't blame him, though. Male recruits get a precious commodity nowadays, and my family's got high expectations. Considering you were good enough to get into the unit, he has a lot to live up to.
私？ああ、ダメダメ。さっきも言ったけど、大行な覚悟たれみたいなのに。
I think it's 16 in this, yeah. Because they lowered it. No way, like I said before, I only enlisted you because I was sick and tired of how preachy the IJF was. I'm a disappointment. I guess the real reason you made it to the squadron was because you were chosen as a candidate then for the 00 unit. United it.
ここの任務内容言えないでしょ。だから後方の国連軍の略式
Doesn't help that I can't tell them anything about our mission even if they are family, so they basically think the UN troops are just twiddling our thumbs. Really?
口には出さないけど、お母さんなんかはその方が安心みたい。弟も国連軍に志願するように。
Well, I know my mom feels a lot better about it, but she never admitted. She even tried to convince my brother to enlist too. Of course, any parent would feel that
だ
way.
からさ、そういう建前とか大層な覚悟に振り回されるのっておかしいなって思うんだよね。
I guess that's another reason it kind of rings hollow to me whenever I hear people talking about the purpose of resolve. What's the point in lying to yourself about something like that? Isn't that the norm?
結局、大きな流れには逆らえない。それなら割り切った方が楽なんだけどね。
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, our lives are insignificant, so I think it's best to just face up to the way things are.
世
Probably.
界でも個人でも与えられた役割を完璧にこなすことが全てなんだから、そこに理由を求めるのは疲れるしね。
Every unit and every soldier is just another cog in the machine with its own function and unique set of duties. Trying to find a higher purpose is a fool's errand. I can understand that perspective. I'm not capable of accepting the way things are here, but I'm trying to face reality without flinching. To a third-party observer, it probably looks like the same thing. It's amazing, though, that Kashiwagi can stare in the same cold, hard truth with such a stoic attitude about it.
変わり者の仲間が増えてよかったよ。お互い似た者同士。
Well, anyway, it's nice to know I'm not the only weirdo here. Let's keep a cynical eye out, yeah? Cynical eye? What does that even mean?
気にしない気にしない。
Don't worry about it.
なんだ
What the?
貴様たちま
You
だいた
two
の
are
か。
still here?
話をするなら飯を食いなが
If
ら
you want to
で
talk,
き
can't
る
you do it over lunch?
そういえばそうですね。注意たちもまだですよね。
That's a good point. Have you guys already eaten? If not, we can get lunch together. Kashiwagi may call herself a cynic, but doesn't make her any less outgoing. She's cool. You'd assume someone with an outlook like that would be more of an unfriendly loner.
もう済んだよ。
Thanks for the offer, we already finished. You ate lunch that
早
fast?
出しは兵士の美徳だぞ。常在戦場の心得忘れちゃいかんな。
Eating quickly is an important ability for all soldiers. Gotta get in the habit so you don't forget it on the battlefield. It's been 15 minutes.
終わったのが少し早かったでしょ。だから PX が空い
We
て
got dismissed early, so the PX was empty.
しまった。もう混み始めてるだろう
Uh-oh,
な。
sounds like we messed up, but the place is packed now. I can see Lieutenant Mulukata eating fast, but you, Kazuma? I have a hard time imagining it. Maybe I don't want to.
白金少尉。
What a peculiar thing to say.
お前がトウコにどんな無双を抱いているか知らないが、この子は私より食うのが早いから。
I don't know what fantasies you were harboring about Toko, but this kid is faster than I do.
常在戦場の心得ですわ。
But that's just because I have what it takes to survive on the front lines. Would have never have guessed.
どうでもいいがお前たち、早く行かないと飯食う時間がなくなるぞ。
Not that I really care, but you guys better get going, you won't have time to eat. But hey, Lieutenant!
午後の演習遅れるなよ。
Don't be late for afternoon training now. What the heck was that about?
さてね。二人っきりになりたか
Who
った
knows,
んじゃ
maybe
ない
they
の
wanted alone time. What?
あの二人いつも一緒にいるからね。
Those two are inseparable. Are they implying that they're... could they get a room with privacy?
白金何想像してんの？
What are you envisioning, Shirogane? I mean, like, it's not the prerogative, the military's not prohibiting it,
も
so...
う何言ってんの？注意も少尉も左翼ポジションだから。
What do you want
前
about?
景確認してる
They're
んだ
going
と思
over
うよ。
strategy. What? Oh, Munokata's a gun interceptor, Cosmo's a blast guard. What the hell? You were making innuendos.
男の子だもん。
Can't say I'm surprised, boys will be boys. She's treating me like a little brother. I'll get my revenge on you
そういえば
someday.
昼どうする？
So what do you want doing for lunch? You want to eat together? I was gonna take the Sumika out. I've got a special mission from the
あ
XO.
らら振られちゃったか。じゃあ一人寂しく
Ah,
食べ
rejected
るとし
again.
ま
I'll
す
have to eat by my poor self. Sorry.
頑張ってね。
Good luck with your mission. Sweet. Looks like the coast is clear. Perfect
風
spot.
があるね。
It's windy. Feels better than being cooped up in a dark, stuffy room, though. If you don't like it, we could always go
一緒
back.
にいたいからここでいいよ。
Well, I want to be with you, so here's fine. After all, we couldn't eat in the PX, not unless everyone was busy training. They can't just parade her around in front of the whole unit without Yuko's permission. None of them even know she exists. Does she have the rabbit I made her? She does. Wasn't sure how she'd take it, but it's based off of a memory I shared, so maybe she's pretty fond. I don't want to jump to conclusions and assume it's the only reason she responded so naturally yesterday. I'd like to believe it is, but that's just wishful thinking. Either way, it's great to see her wearing it. Hell, even if she doesn't think it's a deeper meaning behind it and it's just a cute keychain, good enough for me. Okay, let's have a seat then. In order to perfectly replicate a human body, 00 unit is designed with a working digestive system and functional taste buds. It's important to start her using them. Make her start using them. For now. Of course, it's not as though she could actually process the food. But even so, I think it's just going to get a lot worse, you know? Even so, I still think it's important for her to eat proper meals and not just the nutrient paste they developed for the 00 unit. She's never going to think of like a human being unless we treat her like one. So, today's the miso broiled mackerel special. This is one of the best synthetic meals we've got. There are so many people in this world who don't ever get to eat anything like this, so I feel like a waste, but she does need the nutrients. It does help save humanity, so... This piece de resistance from the repertoire of UN military's very own Iron Chef, Miss Kiyosuka. Pretty tasty, huh?
そうかな。
Does it? Come on, food is one of the life's few great
た
pleasures.
けるちゃんは喜び見出してるの？
Talker, you take pleasure in eating? Oh, she's having a normal conversation. Yeah, there was a time when you guys almost took the joy out of it for me, you know? Lunchbox hell, my class cook-off. Those memories from my world now feel a lifetime away. She's eating! She's using her chopsticks the right way?
何？
What? Is it? Do you like it? Does it taste good?
ごめんね。
She's smiling. Her voice is back to normal. Sorry for what? Did Cosmi's habit of apologizing rub off on her?
はい。
Oh no.
なんだ。いらないの？
What's wrong? You don't want it, huh?
いいよ。
I could eat it
私が
myself
自分
then.
で食べちゃうから。
Yeah, you do that. There's something different about her today. She's a completely different person. It's like the Sumika I remember. I know I shouldn't get all spun up over every little improvement, but still.
何？
What? Nothing, sorry. It's too early to assume she's regaining her old self. Giving her that rabbit felt meaningful to me, but I can't expect too much. My mind's eager to connect this Sumika with the girl in my memories, but there's a good chance it could be
美味
coincidence.
しいね。この味付け。
This tastes really good. You like it? Go on, eat up. Regardless, she's acting like a normal human being. This is a huge step forward. She showed pretty dramatic improvement last night, but nothing this natural. I did push her hard last night, though, so I'd better play it safe today. I don't want to go to her into acting like the Sumika I know. I'll just take talking to her like any random person.
この味で思い出したんだけど、ちょっと前にも一緒に食べたよね。
This reminds me, we ate miso boiled
Sabamitsu
mackerel together a few weeks back, didn't we? What? What? When was this? We did?
あれ、違ったかな。みつるぎさんや榊さんたちも一緒だったじゃない？
What? It sounds like extra Sumika too. I thought we did. Mitsurugi, Sakaki, everyone was there, remember? May, a class rep. Is she getting those names from my memories? She shouldn't know those two in my world. But I never ate miso boiled mackerel with the whole gang back in my timeline. I didn't eat it during the cook-off. It was never in any of the lunches. Weird. Maybe she's remembering a time she ate it with this world's version of me? Maybe Kasumi? Sumika couldn't have eaten anything a few weeks back. She was a brain, and she couldn't have eaten with the other me either. He was dead. This is Kyozuka's signature recipe. And Kasumi already knows everyone from Squad 207. Sumika must have read Kasumi's memories with me and treating them like her own? Kasumi's been deliberately feeding her those memories to keep her from going insane? This isn't great. It's practically impossible to know which behaviors are her own and not from someone else. Even when Sumika's in better shape mentally and Kasumi can read her mind again, these memories will be a jumbled heap.
おかしいな。間違ってたのかな。
Well, I could have sworn that happened. Okay, I need to stop worrying about whether her memories line up with mine and start interacting with her. If nothing else, I could take advantage of the fact she's got my memories with Kasumi to come up with some good conversation starters.
余計なこと考えるのやめた。頭痛くなっちゃうしね。
Well, no point in racking my brain over it. It's just gonna give me a headache. Yeah, I wouldn't want that either. Interesting. She's convinced that her jumbled up memories are a headache, huh? Now, if only I could figure out what specific thoughts took a toll on her brain, then we'd get somewhere. But right now, she's able to sustain a casual conversation for much longer than before. I don't want to experiment with risky topics, though.
やっぱり私の勘違いだった？
So you think I was imagining it then? So much for letting it go. It's bugging her, though. Sorry. I do remember that day. It just slipped my mind.
たけるちゃんひどい。
What? How could you? I know, not cool. Sorry.
別にいいよ。
It's fine. Huh?
関係ないことだから。
It wasn't that important anyway. Just when I thought she was starting to loosen up a bit, she's gone back to a blank expression. But this is quite a difference from last night's intense mood swings. She may not be showing a broad spectrum of emotion, but there's definitely some huge changes. She's making progress. Keep it up.
もういらない。
I've had enough. You full already?
こんなもの食べても無駄だよ。
There's no point in me eating this stuff. It's not true.
早く訓練に
I
戻
want to
り
get
たいよ。
back to training,
殺したい。
and I want to kill. Well, now we're moving in a bad direction, but if I try to force the conversation onto a different topic, she'll dismiss it as pointless. I might even induce another headache. Think I'd better try to slowly steer this something into less tangentially related. What do you do in training?
何言ってるの？あいつらを皆殺しにするための訓練に
You
決
don't
まっ
know?
てるじゃ
They're
ん。
training me to kill them all. Duh. In a simulator?
よくわかんないけど、ゲームみたいなやつだよ。ほら、た
What
ける
is
ちゃんが
going
好きだった
on?
さ。
I'm not sure, but it's like a video game, you know? The one you used to play? What, video game?
早く続きをしたい。殺して殺して殺して、全部殺して。
I just want to get back to it, you know? Kill, kill, kill some more. Wait, you know about Valgaron?
何言ってるの？
This is getting bad. What are you talking about? Of course I do. She has been reading my mind. She's taking Kasumi memories and my memories and adopting them as her own. If that's the case, then even if I try to start using these memories to strike up conversation, I'll never truly be talking to this world's Sumika, an amalgamation of her, myself, and Kasumi is who I'm talking to. But I call her Sumika if these memories are fabricated? Is it really a good idea to use those memories as a base to kickstart an
時
identity?
間もうないよ。そろそろ戻ろう。
Lunchtime's over, let's head back. Oh, right.
明日も一緒にお昼食べようね。
Let's have lunch again together tomorrow. That
ま
sounds good.
たお弁当作ってきてあげるよ。
I'll make you another lunchbox, okay? Just looking forward to it. Is this another memory she's adopted? I don't think it's that. Or did she use it to make me lunch in this world too?
タケルちゃん。
Let's go, Takaru. Sorry, I've got field training. I can't walk you all the way back.
じゃあ夜は一緒にいられる？
Really? Well, can you at least see me later tonight? I'll pop by sometime in the evening, but after that we're doing night combat training. It's gonna be really late.
訓練？
Training?
いいな。
I wish I could train. Kasumi said she'd pick you up after lunch, so I'll hang around with you till then, okay?
私も一緒に訓練したい
I
よ。
want to train with you, though. Sorry, no can do. You've got to be a good girl and don't complain or we won't be able to eat lunch together tomorrow.
そうか。じゃあしょうがないね。
Okay, I'll have to be patient then. Right. I'm going about this the wrong way. It shouldn't matter whether she resembles my world Sumika, this world Sumika. I'm the only one who cares about that. As far as the rest of the world's concerned, it's irrelevant, and as long as she's unmistakably human, all I need to do is focus on perfecting her so we stand a chance against the beta. If I put my own selfish desires before that, I'll be making the exact same mistake I did before, and it's not happening this time. Right. Right. Humanity needs to come first. I could work on getting this after.
かすみちゃん、早く来ないか
Wonder
な。
what's taking Kasumi so long.
素晴らしい成果じゃない。途中経過としては有効
These results are fantastic. Really?
確かに 100% には程遠いけど、データを見る限り
She's far from perfect, but the data I'm seeing, she's ready for
少なく
implementation.
とも予定通り25日に運用評価試験を実施できるレベルよ。
Or at the very least, doing well enough that we could proceed with the practical assessment on the 25th. Great job. I appreciate
極
it.
東国連軍と帝国軍はあんたに最大級の感謝をするべきね。
Both the UN's Far East Force and the IJF owe you a huge debt of
無駄に
gratitude.
ならずに済んだんだか
None
ら。
of their preparations have gone to waste. Why the
今日
IJF?
のデータのおかげで25日の評価試験に最終的なゴーサインが出るから、明日にでもいすみからブリーフィングがあるはずよ。
Based on today's data, I'll be giving the final go-ahead for the assessment. Expect Kasumi to brief you on it tomorrow. I understand the UN's role in all of this, but why would the IJF be involved in this
明
evaluation?
日になれば嫌でもわかるけ
You'll
ど、
find out tomorrow.
今聞きたい
Want
の。
me to spoil it? I appreciate that if you could. I wanted to know so I could plan.
じゃあ重要なところだけ。詳細は明日いすみ
I'll give you an overview. You'll hear the details from Asumi tomorrow.
00ユニットの運用評価試験は
What?
佐渡島で行われ
The
る。
practical assessment is on Sadogashima?
そうよ。
That's right. The practical assessment is us invading a hive? What? It's a practical assessment. We're invading beta territory? There's a hive there.
だからこそ佐渡島なのよ。00ユニットの運用目的を考えれば絶好のロケーションで
Which
す。
is exactly why we're doing it there. Considering what the 00 unit was created to do, what better proving ground would there be than a hive? You're gonna toss her into actual
実
combat?
戦以外にどうやって00ユニットの実用性を証明できるっていうのです
How else were we supposed to prove she's good at eradicating beta? You said she'd only be put on the front lines after she passed the
本
assessment.
当の最前線は大陸よ。戦略的に言えば佐渡島は全勝レベルでしかないわ。
The front lines are on the Asian mainland. She's just an outpost. What the hell? You were saying that Japan was on the front lines. Okay, but even so, don't you think it's a little too early? She's not even stable.
もたもたしてたらオルタネイティブ5推進派が息を吹き返すわよ。ここで一気に畳みかけ
You
る
know, the
必要が
alternative 5 supporters are gonna get antsy if we drag our heels now. We need to shut them up once and for all. I realize that, but Sumika hasn't even trained in an actual TSF yet. She should at least...
だからこそあんたたちの部隊がいるんじ
Isn't
ゃ
that
ない
what your unit's there for? But
ど
still,
うしたの？絶対に彼女を守るんじゃな
what's
か
the
った
matter? I thought you said you'd follow her to the ends of Earth. I mean, I'll do my duty, but there's no way in hell we could take out an entire Beta Hive by our...
安心しなさい。出撃するのはあんたたちだけじゃないから。さっきも言ったけど、極東国連軍と帝国軍が00ユニットを守るわ。
Don't worry, you're not going to be alone for the invasion. Like I said, the UN's Far East forces and the Imperial military will also be helping to keep the 00 unit safe. She did say she was looking into the other options to compensate for the lack of battle-ready troops. This is what she was talking about. Joint operation
そう
then?
よ。少しは安心した。
That's right, feel better now? After that huge debacle a couple weeks back, I'm impressed you convinced them.
オルタネイティブ計画自体は国連直轄だけど、第4計画は日本主導だから
Well,
ね。
remember that the Alternative 4 project is spearheaded by Japan, even if the program is under UN jurisdiction. I remember Undersecretary Tamatsu mentioning that. But I thought that they were more or less forced into being the host country due to the fact that Yokohama Hive was here and they just shelled off the funds.
オルタネイティブ4は各国の次期計画案の中から日本案が採用されて始まったのよ。
The program received countless submissions for Alternative 4, but in the end it was Japan's proposal they went with. Do you know why? Oh, didn't you know that? But the proposal was entirely dependent on your theory, right? And you're an agent in the UN forces now.
確かにそうだけど、私はもともと帝国大学量子物理研究所に所
You're
属
right,
し
I
てい
am
る
now, but I was a member of the Imperial University's Quantum Physics Research Institute when I first developed it. So your theory's still Imperial property
因
then?
果律量子論にしろ人格数値化にしろ国費で研究してたんだから 私個人のものですって言っても筋が通
Well,
ら
my
ない
work on
で
the
しょ。
quantum casualty theory and the digitation of the human consciousness was conducted via government funding. It's not mine now, is it? Guess
それ
not.
に国連所属って言っても第4計画が動いている間だけ出向しているようなものよ。国連機関職員
And although I'm with the UN now,
玉瀬
that's
事務次官と同
only
じ
for as
国
long as
際
I'm the
公務員
project's
っ
chief
てこと。
executive. I'm a UN affiliate, a civil servant, just like Under Secretary Tamase. In other words, even though you're technically a member of the UN, you're still thinking about Japan first and foremost. I know Under Secretary Tamase was. Pretty sure every decision he made was aimed at improving Japan's
日
future.
本の国益がどうこうなんて
I couldn't care less about
正直興味ない
national
のね。
interest. That doesn't sound like you have a cooperative relationship then.
私は自分の計画を成功させたいだけ。だけど、その結果が日本の国益に直結しているのは確かに。
All I want is for my plan to succeed, and it just so happens that Japan's interest and mine will happen to align
日
here.
本政府はオルタネイティブ4の成功を望んでいる。だから協力する。
The Japanese government has a vested interest in Alternative 4 success, so they're cooperating with us. Normal, isn't it? Sure, I could see the government cooperating with the IJF. Just judging from the coup incident, they sure as hell don't seem to like us very much.
確かにそこが困りどころだったのよね。
Tell me about it. It's been a nightmare dealing with them, believe me. I know soldiers are expected to set aside personal bias in the name of duty, but given that Captain Sagri was able to stage such a huge rebellion, they've clearly got some serious anti-American and anti-UN elements in the ranks. We've never even practiced alongside the IJF before, and we're jumping straight into a joint operation with them. What makes you think this won't be a disaster?
まさかとは思うけど、あんた、分かってて聞いてるわ
Before
け
I
じゃ
answer
な
that,
い
you're
の
not
ね。
just playing dumb, are you? About
Nah,
what? Okay then. What's she trying to say? That I already know the answer, but
帝
I
国軍との
pretending I
合同
don't?
演習ならとっくに済んでるじゃない。
We've conducted joint exercise with the IJF, haven't we?
あんたがさっきから言ってるクーデター未遂事件。あの時すでに国連軍と帝国軍は
You just mentioned the
一つの
coup
指揮
attempt
系統
a
の
minute
下で
ago.
戦っ
The
てい
UN and
る
the IJF were already working under a single chain of command. Right, they were UN troops fighting alongside the
アメリカ
IJF.
軍の強行介入は余計だったけど、頼みもしないのに悪役を引き受けてくれたんだから、結果的に私たちは得した
And
わ
while the
ね。
Americans really didn't need to intervene, they actually does a huge favor, and so by taking the brunt of the vitriol off of us and painting themselves as the bad
それ
guys.
に、あんたが心配している目先の匙で感情的になる連中は、その事件で一網打尽にされた。
Besides, the blind nationalists you're concerned about, the ones who can't see the bigger picture, they were neatly disposed of during the debacle. What?
しかも国連軍とはいえ日本人の部隊がアメリカ軍を差し置いて将軍を
In
救出し
addition,
た
the
こ
IJF
と
has a
で
very
帝
favorable
国軍
impression
は
of
今
us now.
とても私たちに好意的。
After all, we've made sure to rescue the shogun with an all-Japanese unit, thereby preventing the Americans from taking credit.
ついで
You
に
didn't...
公務員殿下もあんたたちの任官に異例の祝辞を寄せるほどの
I mean,
感
Her
想的でし
Highness
ょ。
Lady Kuobin felt so indebted she broke Imperial protocol to send a letter.
ダメ押しにその時あんたたちとイスミたちが嫌というほど優秀性を見せつけた XM3
And if, just in case you're not convinced, just know that they were so impressed by your demonstration of the XM3 superiority, they agreed to the joint operation. They signed on to this just for that? She did mention that it would serve as a huge bargaining chip, but...
XM3 に関してはこの基地に駐留する部隊に試験導入してからなんて慎重
They've
ぶってた
permitted
け
the
ど
Imperial unit that's stationed on this
Honto wa
base to test out the
nodokara
XM3 on a trial basis, but they're just feigning cautiousness. The truth is they're dying to get their hands on it. The IJF unit on this base, Lieutenant Tsukiyomi's Royal
日
Guard.
本主導のオルタネイティブ4はうまくいく。新型 OS はタダで手に入る。悲願である佐渡島ハイブの排除は叶う。協力を断る理由が帝国側にあるかしら。
Not only will they be helping Alternative 4 succeed, but they'll also get their hands on this new OS for free and get rid of the dreaded Sadogashima Hive. How could the Empire refuse? They couldn't.
そういう。
Right. That's exactly why the sensei's been so busy lately. She's been meeting up with the IJF to draft up strategy. One thing still bugs me
素
though.
晴らしいわ。確実に未来を変えているという証拠よ。それに、この事態は私たちにとっては好都合よ。
That's what Yuko said before the fighting broke out. I highly doubt she's the mastermind behind the entire coup, but it's plain to see she's got a lot out of it. She must have known a rebellion was imminent prior to it happening, but decided to keep quiet about it and instead made tons of preparation, which would imply that your boy was in on it too.
何か言いたそう
Wanna say
ね。
something? Nope.
そう。
Good. That's exactly what Yuko would have done, so there's no point in asking for confirmation. Maya once mentioned how important it is to be able to flip a negative situation into a positive one. Yuko, she has that talent. In terms of quantum casualty, that would mean that Yuko's far more apt at most than making subconscious decisions to lead to an ideal timeline. It's best that I leave all that political maneuvering or whatever to her. I don't need to be constantly expressing childish reservations. My job here is to only help Sumika. She's what I need to be focusing on. Then I could find whatever that is that made me a casualty conductor and get rid of it. I understand why they're participating now. I'll trust your discretion. Continue to devote my energy to tuning in, Sunika.
頼んだわよ。
Good. Counting on you. We have 2 days. I want to do everything I can before to
それ
stabilize
は
her.
結構だけど、あんた自身の訓練がおろそかにならないようにね。
That's all well and good, but don't neglect your
本番で
training
連
either.
携でき
None
ま
of
せ
that
んで
matters
した。
if you can't even
じゃあ
coordinate with the
それ
rest
に
of
なら
your
ないわね。
unit. I understand that, but don't worry. Isn't ensuring Sumika's stability the most important,
そ
though?
うね。
Right. You know, do you have any idea why she's suddenly so stable? Could you tell from my reports? I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, if I know what I'm doing right, my job just becomes that much easier.
データはともかく、あんたのウ
Who
サギ
needs
作戦
data
が
for
大
that?
成功だ
Your
った
rabbit
って
idea
こ
was
と
a
は確かに。
success. I mean, trust me, I'd love for that to be the reason, but how could you be so
その
sure?
理由、どうしても今聞きたい。
You really want me to tell you here and now? What, you better drop another bomb on me?
まあ、あんたにとってはそうとも言えるわ
I
ね。
feel like I could feel like that, and you think I could handle it? I thought you were getting my hopes up. Hell, I was convinced you'd even evade the question.
00ユニットの調律に関わるあんたの言動を今日まで見てきた結果だけど、
This is largely based on the way you've approached tuning, but
私は今、利害が一致した人間として、あん
I'm
たを
beginning to
かな
regard
り
you as a
信用し
partner,
始め
or at least a
ている。
trustworthy individual from whom I share a common interest. Huh?
あんたの精神的な成長に合わせて情報開示のコントロールをするつもりなのは変わらな
This
い。
doesn't change the fact I still intend to dole out classified information only when only give it to you when you're mature enough to
だけ
handle
ど
it.
あんたが自力でたどり着いた疑問には答えてもいい頃だ
But
と
I
思
think
って
you're
い
at the
る
point
の
now where I could safely answer some of the questions you've been struggling with. So this answer might upset me, but you trust me enough that you'll think I'll be able to handle it? Alright, if you think I've earned your trust enough, then tell me.
確かに微妙な話なんだけど、00ユニットもここまで安定している
I'm
し、
worried.
もう種を明かしても大丈夫かしらね。
It's still a sensitive topic, but since the 00 unit's stable now, I'll lift a curtain.
本当にいいの？
You sure you want to know the answer?
ウサギ作戦が成功だって理由。それは私の仮説が証明されたからよ。
The reason I know your rabbit idea worked is because my hypothesis was correct, which was...
因果律量子論における因果動態仮説の一つをあんたがバッチリ実証して
You've
くれ
given
た
me
から。
indisputable evidence that the casualty conductor hypothesis of my quantum casualty theory was valid. What?
彼女の変化には白金が因果動態であることが大きく関
That
係して
change
い
you've
る。
seen in her has a lot to do with the fact you're a casualty conductor. What do you
あっ
mean?
ちの世界の鏡住処に因果動態である白金が関わることであんたに関する記憶が虚数時
Because you're the
空間
casualty
に流出した
conductor, when you interacted with Kagami Sumika in the other world, her memories got sucked out into the multiverse, remember?
同様に因果動態である白金が関わることでこの世界の鏡住処
That's not much of a truth bomb.
00ユニットに
I
そ
kind
の
of figured
記憶
that.
が流れ込んでいる
In
の
the same vein, whenever this world's Kagami Sumika 00 unit interacts with you, she draws the memories that were lost. You told me this world is safe because it had a higher concentration of casualty. Does that flip it on its head? Then am I going to start causing horrific tragedies here too?
心配しなくてもいいわ。因果動態としての影響力が現れるのは主体世界であるこの世界から
There's no need to worry about that. You're a casualty conductor in this world, not anywhere else. You can only bring events from this world elsewhere, not the other way around. So why is this world Sumika receiving memories from my old
世
timeline?
界は平行を求める。その影響で因果動態を介して
The worlds constantly seek equilibrium, and as such, they exchange casualty information. So you told me that in the other
因
world.
果のやり取りに順序があることも話した
We
わ
also
ね。
talked about how there's an order, right? We have?
そうね。あっちの私が話したはずだけど、もう一度言うわ。
Right. The other me told me you got it over with, but I'll explain it again. What? Even the other sensei thought she told me? It probably didn't go that much in
因
detail.
果動態の影響で客体世界に因果の欠損が発生し、次にその欠損領域に
First, casualty
主体
leaks
世
out
界
from the
から
host world due to the
因果
effects of the
が
casualty conductor, and then new
これが順序。
casualty from the home world flows in to replace it. So that's what she was talking about. Yuko did say that the people who lost their memories would be most susceptible to
一
road
つ聞くけ
casualty.
ど、あんたから見て、あっちの私に
Did you ever notice the
因果
other
動
me
態の
suffering from the
影響
effects of the
は何
casualty
かあった？
conductor? No, she told me she
と
wasn't.
ころが、実際は影響があったのよ。
Perhaps that's what she told you, but she was affected.
あっちの私も白金に関わる記憶は流出していたのよ。もちろん因果の軽い最近の記憶からね。
I can guarantee the other me was losing some of her Shirogane-related memories, and the most recent were the first to go. But she had instructions from you on how to prevent that, right? You told her to write down all of her memories on a regular
そ
basis.
の対策があったから白金に関する記憶を結果的
Her
に
following
失
those
わなかっただ
instructions
け。
meant she had a hard copy of
記憶の流
memories.
出自体
She
が
was
それ
losing
とは
them,
別
just
に
not
ちゃんと
permanently. So the only difference was that Sumika and her diaries. The only difference is that Yuko and I didn't share any romantic feelings, so their effects aren't
つまり
drastic.
記憶が流出しても対策によって欠損領域が発生しなかったことで この世界の因果の流入する
So even though her memories were leaking out, the countermeasures she took to fulfill the gaps left no space for this world's casualty to sink in. But if Yuko was arrested immediately after sending me here, she wouldn't have been able to review those records. Knowing her, though, she probably took some sort of
仮に
precaution.
発生したとしても、こっちの私が生きている以上、目立った影響はなかったと思う。
And even if there had been space for it, I doubt she would have been affected in any noticeable way given that I'm still alive. That applies for my squad mates
あっ
too.
ちの私から吸い出された記憶がどうなるかっていうと、虚数時空間に漂うことになるはずだわ。あんたが転移の時に
As for those
現れた記憶
memories
と同じように
that she got lost, they're probably still floating around in the multiverse, just like all the memories I lost every time you left.
虚数時空間にはそういったものと同じような因果情報が無数に存在すると考えられているわ。
In fact, we could assume that there's an enormous amount of similarity displaced casualty information strewn all across the
それは
multiverse.
それぞれの世界の記憶そのものから日常的に流出している因果情報よ。
We know this because every possible timeline is leaking casualty information on a daily basis. And when fortune tellers and psychics predict the future, they're using a sixth sense that allows them to perceive that
そ
information,
の
right?
通り。しかもそれは世界を無理やりつないだ場合
Correct.
と
And
は
unlike the
違って
exchange that occurs when we
世界観
hardwire
の
two
因果
worlds
的な
together,
肯
they
定
could access
策
that
を無関
information
係に
regardless
情
of
報を
whether
受
the
け取ること
casualty is
が
of
で
a
きる
lower,
ら
higher
しい
density.
つまり虚数空間に存在する因果情報は
So they
受け
function
手
as a
の能
receiver
力
of
によ
sorts
って
for the
選
straight
別され
casualty
引き寄せ
information,
られるというわ
pulling
け
it in from where it might be the multiverse. And do you think that Satsumika got these memories of this world? Wasn't it a direct result of me being a casualty conductor?
そうかしら。あんたが戻ってくる前の00ユニットのデータにあっちの鏡住処の記憶を受け取った兆候は全く確認できないけど
I wouldn't be so sure. There's nothing in the 00 unit data records that indicate she was receiving any other Kagami Sumika's lost memories. Well, yeah, but what do you expect? She only just regained her body and was dealing with extreme sensory overload and traumatic flashbacks. Isn't it possible this just flew under the radar?
確かにそれもゼロではないはずだけ
You're
ど
right, it is
彼
possible.
女が
But
白
I'm
金を
positive
返
she
し
did
て
in fact
あ
get
っ
those
ちの
memories
鏡
through
住
you.
処の記憶を受け取ったという仮説を補強する別の事
And
例
I
が
can
ある
prove it. How?
いるのよあっちの世界の白金に関わる記憶を持っている人間が
Because there's someone else in this world who's absorbed memories from you of that world. What?
しかもその人はあんたと頻繁に接触している当然未来予知や占いの能力
Someone who's been in
を持ってい
frequent
ない
contact with you and doesn't seem to have any prophetic or clairvoyant powers. Kasumi?
私よ
Me. What? She's absorbed the memories of my world's Yuko? Really?
本当よただし因果の軽い最近のものだけね
Serious as could be, though I've only gotten her most recent ones. So the reason why Sensei knew what happened over there without me telling her wasn't because she read it in the lab code.
だからって都合よく思い出せるような代物じゃないのよかなり潜在的な記憶として流入してい
That
る
doesn't mean I could just recall them, though. They're mostly lying dormant. What do you mean?
さっき私が因果のやりとりに順序があるってことあんたに話したって感じ
Remember a minute ago when I implied that we'd already gone over the order of casualty exchange even though we hadn't?
あれはあっちの私の記憶とこの世界の私の記憶を
That's because I remember remembering something my other self did. I couldn't differentiate it with my own memories. You immediately corrected yourself, though. You said you told you about it in your
あ
letter.
れはあんたの反応と状況からそういう結論にたどり着いて
I connected the dots based on your action, pretending that's what happened. I see.
そうなることを理論で分かっている私でさえ流入したあっちの記憶と
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here tonight. Thank you guys so much. I know I'm kind of leaving it on a tad cliffhanger, not too much, but a little bit. Tomorrow, hopefully, we can go ahead and do the Sadogashima invasion, and hopefully, we can go ahead and send in some of those emotes. Thank you guys so much for joining in. Hope you had a good night, and I will see you back here tomorrow.